Y'all, man. 2 cents be on point. Shit, she be on point, bro.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
We talking facts. Like, you the first one to say it.
Thank you. Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm Jay, and this is our 2 cents, where we talk everything boxing, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I want to welcome everybody to the Sunday review show. I'm trying a different time today. I'm trying to get the Sunday time right. I don't know if I could do 2 late shows in a week. I tried the Sunday late night. I tried the Sunday 5 to 7. We're going to try 3 to 5 for a couple of weeks and see how that go. Excuse me, I'm sipping some tea. And see how that go. I don't see too many people live around this time from 3 to 5 p.m. So it might be like a good time for me to slide in the slot. Bring y'all the boxing news, review all the boxing things that came up this week. See what people want to talk about. Kind of wrap it up and get ready and get started for a fresh, brand new week of boxing and drama, and y'all know how it all goes down. Shout out to everybody in the building. If you haven't already, be sure to punch that like and subscribe button. Be sure to help support the channel by hitting a $ Cash App at 2 cents boxing, or letting me know and dropping it below your 2 cents in a super chat. I want to thank everybody for supporting the channel. I promise you, this is not really as easy as it looks. Always having things to talk about, keeping the show entertaining. And I just want to let you know, all of y'all support to the channel is greatly, greatly appreciated. So always support the content creators, especially if you like uncompromised, unfiltered, honest boxing opinions. You may not agree with me, and that's fine. And I may not agree with you, and that is okay. But this is a place where everybody's entitled to their own opinion. This is a space where everybody comes together and they can have their own opinions, right? I'm not gonna time you out. I'm not gonna kick you off the panel. Now, you can get kicked off my panel, but I'm not gonna kick you off the panel for your opinion. I think I need to clarify that, because I think people kind of thought they could just do anything and that mean they go, no. I'm not going to kick you off the panel for your opinion, but if you're talking over people, being rude, being disrespectful, calling people names, telling me you're not going to be quiet, all of that stuff, come on. We got to keep it. We got to keep the energy flowing. This is a high IQ platform. We're going to be respectful to each other, even if we disagree. Let's see who all we got in the building. Let a couple more people pull up. Y'all punch the like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Listen, everybody tell me they love the show, they like the show. I need at least 100 likes by the time I get off the live today. And if you're listening to the replay, just type replay gang in the comments. We got to get that engagement up so we can get the content out there so more people can let me know and drop it below their 2 cents, and we can keep an open dialogue about these topics. So when y'all see the videos, when y'all watching the replay, be sure to let me know and drop it below your 2 cents. Gap 2 Gang say, get disrespectful in the chat and we turn into death row security in the 90s. Get you gone. You see what I'm saying? I mean, like, if you in the chat and you saying we idiots, we dumb, don't listen to them, they stupid, like, why are you here? Like, you can't, you voluntarily brought yourself over here to call me dumb, and like, you voluntarily listening. If that's your opinion, cool, but I don't really want that kind of energy here, right? It's fun. You can come talk your shit sometimes. I might let a few things slide, but once I hit you with the warning, it's time to chill. Hey, I know some people, as soon as you come in the chat tripping, they getting you out of there, up block. And I really understand. I'd be like, damn, my platform is not like that, but some of y'all, some folks that be coming in here, I do be wanting to block their ass. They be tripping. People don't know how to have a difference of opinion without being emotional. So I got some shooters in the chat. Now, I ain't even had no shooters in the chat. I ain't even have no shooters in the chat. I had to add some shooters to the chat for 2026. All right, let me see. Okay, I'm trying to double check my shooters. Let me see, make sure everybody. Shout out to everybody in the building. Okay, let's pull up this boxing news. I know y'all seen that fight last night. And can somebody tell me if I'm not right a motherfucking again? Because who said that Keith Thurman was about to get stopped for the first time in his career? Who said that? And I think a lot of people, and the fact that people, you know, I'm not saying Keith Thurman didn't have a chance. Of course, he had a chance is boxing. But the fact that people had so much stock in Keith Thurman, I feel like it only proves my theory that people, hold on, y'all. It only proves my theory that people see a fighter, but they don't pay attention to if they're getting better or if they're getting worse as they're progressing through their careers. A lot of people was like, oh, Keith Thurman, he should be able to beat Fondora. He got one time. He got the bloop, the blop, the blop. And I'm like, okay, cool. But y'all are thinking of a prime peak Keith Thurman. This ain't prime peak Keith Thurman. This is like, man, I'm 37 years old. I'm pretty much done with this shit, Keith Thurman. He's only fought 2 times in the last 5 years. What you say, Gap 2 Games? Uh-oh, Gap 2. I'm just waiting to get my respect. That's it. I'm just wondering when they gonna give it to me. I cannot wait for this Devin Haney, Rolly Romero fight. I can't wait. I cannot wait. I'm so like, that's a fight. That's a fight. That's a fight that's Devin is giving me that like I'm really anticipating and excited about. Shout out to Devin. Mr. Greg in the building. He said, good afternoon, 2 cents in all the chat. How are you all? We doing good. We doing good. Uh-oh, he say facts, and that's why I'm scared for Earl to come back too, man. It's not going to be looking too good for Earl, man. Earl, my favorite fighter. Can y'all believe my favorite fighter was an accolade fighter? But my sentiment was still the same. I wasn't like, oh, belts, 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 because my favorite fighter was going for the belts. I still was like, belts ain't everything in boxing. It ain't the end all be all. I still felt the same way. So all this, I only think a certain way because I'm a Tank fan stuff. Y'all got to stop that. But we're going to run through the news because we're going to talk about these fights. Boxing news. Let's get it started. All right. The biggest news in boxing this weekend is Sebastian Fondora's dominant 6-round stoppage of Keith Thurman in Las Vegas to retain his WBC super welterweight world title. Fondora used his massive height and reach advantage to control the pace, eventually forcing the referee to wave off the fight as a bloody Thurman struggled to respond. Man, Sebastian Fondora fights be bloody. They be bloody. But let's run through the upcoming major fights. April 4th in London, UK, we got Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder versus Derek Chisora, heavyweight, fighting on the Zone. April 11th in the London, UK, we got Tyson Fury versus Arsenabek Mahamadov, fighting heavyweight on Netflix. I don't really care about Tyson Fury. I know I'm not a Tyson Fury fan. That's all I got to say about that. April 11th, Liverpool, UK. We got Callum Smith versus David Morrell. Now, are these people fighting the same Callum Smith? Like, why is everybody in the UK either named Liam? Why is everybody in the UK either named Liam or Callum? Like, it's like, I mean, if you Liam or Callum, like, golly, is that why they name their kids in the UK? Now, aircraft carrier, you tripping with that one, but we're gonna talk about it. I'm excited to see David Morrell back in the ring. They're gonna be fighting at light heavyweight on the Zone. May 2nd, Las Vegas, Nevada. Gilberto Ramirez versus David Benavidez, unified cruiserweight fight. That fight will be happening on the Zone. Looking forward to seeing David Benavidez get his opportunity to unify the division. Something he was never able to accomplish at the 168-pound division. May 2nd in Tokyo, Japan. Highly anticipated fight between Naoya Inoue versus Junto Nakatani, undisputed junior featherweight, and the network is to be announced. So Naoya Inoue will be going for another undisputed against Junto Nakatani. It's a lot of people that's, looking forward to that fight, been talking about that fight. Some people think Junto didn't look good his last fight. They think this is going to be a layup for Inoue, but we'll see. We'll see. We've seen Inoue be dropped in fights, now he's able to overcome that adversity and get up and still be able to win the fights. But we going to see. Bobby say 2 cents, Inoue by destruction. Shelton say, I got Benavidez by major destruction. Man, the fact people thought Thurman would beat Fondora is too funny. GTD. I mean, I don't know what I honestly couldn't believe that people was really touting this like a 50-50 fight. I was like, I thought me being like Fondora gonna stop Keith. I didn't think that would be controversial. Like, that was really controversial. People was really going back and forth with me. I'm like, y'all, it doesn't take away from what Keith has done. It doesn't take away from Keith as a fighter. Nobody should start saying Keith Thurman is trash or he's past his prime. He's been inactive. And that's just the truth of the matter. That's just the truth of the matter. Now, Fondora had a great performance, but Fondora beating Keith Thurman doesn't. How can I say this? I want to say this without taking credit away from Fondora, because that's not what I'm doing. But Fondora had a great performance against Keith Thurman. What he did, he looked good. Boom, he kept that jab out there. He was able to time him with that 2. He was able to keep the distance. But we're also going to take into account that Keith Thurman is 37 years old. He's an inactive fighter. He's been out of the ring for the last 5 years. He's only fought twice. He's well past his prime. Like, we're also going to take that into consideration also. Now, Keith Thurman did what he could in that fight. He didn't just look washed up or nothing like that. But I think Fundora deserves the credit for the way that he performed and for being able to get a victory, a stoppage victory over Keith Thurman and being the first person to ever stop Keith Thurman in his career. But we're not going to jump out the window and just start the Johnson bounce because he beat Keith Thurman. It's still other players or more prime fighters that I would like to see Fundora fight. And y'all know I'm a Fundora fan. I wanted Fundora to go for undisputed. I was like, okay, you unified. I felt like he could go undisputed, and I felt like that would have been a great story for him and for boxing if he would have, went for the undisputed. But he was like, forget it. I ain't worried about this undisputed. I'm gonna focus on getting my money because I ain't gonna be doing this long, and I'm okay with that also. So he got stripped and he went to go fight Tim Tszyu, the rematch with Tim Tszyu. He beat Tim Tszyu. Now he's beat Keith Thurman, another title defense. So we got to put that under the belt. We got to count title defenses, y'all. We're not gonna overlook title defenses because y'all favorite fighters don't defend their titles. We're not gonna do that. So he has another title defense under his belt. Kudos to him. And after the fight, he called out Jamel Lyons only Charlo, but we're going to get to that. Let's get back to this news. Top stories. Anthony Joshua's return. Promoter Eddie Hearn confirmed that Joshua is back in training and targeting a July 2026 return in the ring. His career had been on hold following a tragic car accident in Nigeria last year. Shout out to Anthony Joshua for, feeling like he's back together and he feels good enough to get back in the ring because, in my opinion, that's very soon. Like, you just lost your two best friends in a tragic car crash and you back a year later. Shout out to him because I've experienced things a couple years ago and I'm still, dealing with it. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to him that he's going to be, emotionally stable enough and mentally stable enough to be able to get back in the ring after experiencing something so tragic like that just a year ago. Let me check and see what y'all saying in this chat. Aircraft carrier being the Earth man. Y'all gonna hate me, but I can't even favor Boots over Fondora. Stop it, aircraft carrier. Stop it. Don't get ahead of yourself now. Don't take it too far. Canelo beat both Smith brothers, Liam and Callum. Both Cotto brothers, too. Man, this Liam Smith, Liam, Callum, Liam. Boots saw that Fundora performance and said 160 has never looked better. Nah, y'all tripping. I'm staying up to 4 a.m. to watch that. Yeah. The hardcores be up watching them NOA fights. I might fool around and run a live stream for it. See which one of y'all really about it with the 4 a.m. NOA fight party live stream. Be 3 people in the chat. I want NOA versus Bam. He the only one I see giving Monster that real work down there. But Bam's small. Yeah, Fundora probably could make 147. He said he could. He said he got to eat his way up to 54. But I feel like Fundora be like 180 in the ring. I feel like he rehydrating. I don't know. I don't think he be that small in the ring like that. And I'm glad you brought that up because now the sentiment is like, oh, it's not fair. He too tall. He a weight bully. He a height bully. But when before his skills got as good as they did, and he was always a skillful fighter on the inside. Hold on, y'all. My bad, y'all. Had a phone call. So I don't remember what I was talking about, but we're gonna get back into the news. Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Crawford. Reports indicate Canelo will skip a May fight and instead targeting a high-stakes rematch with Crawford for September 2026. Crawford notably defeated Canelo in their first meeting in September 2025. Oh my God. Put a 1 in the chat if you want to see Canelo Crawford rematch. Put a 1 in the chat. I don't want to see a Canelo Crawford rematch. I didn't really want to see the first fight, but whatever. If they're going to rematch, cool. Maybe Canelo will look better in this fight. But I don't know. I mean, he couldn't do nothing really. I mean, the first half of the fight, I felt like Canelo was decent. He was doing a lot of good body work. But Crawford wasn't necessarily going after Canelo. He was just doing a lot of lateral movement, tiring Canelo out. Crawford had an excellent game plan. So I'm just wondering, like, what is Canelo going to do in the second fight? I'm just curious. Curtis said Thurman is a first ballot Hall of Famer anyway, so it's just another name on his record. Yeah, they don't take nothing from Keith Thurman. Same people who thought Thurman would win, they're the same people who think Ryan is a C+ fighter, says it all. I'm just saying. Mr. Gregg say, I really believe that Keith really had no business in the ring, and I also thought he was most likely owed a title fight or a big fight per his PBC contract, and he was fed to Fondora. I mean, there you go. But not to mention, Mr. Gregg, how many big fights Keith Thurman was hurt, couldn't make. Like, he been doing this his whole career. And Adrian Broner have told y'all time and time again, listen, PBC gonna pay you, but you gotta fight Godzilla. And he damn near was fighting Godzilla last night, wasn't he? Shout out Isaiah, what you doing? He say, salute 2 cents. I knew Fundora was going to keep Keith from coming on the inside. It was a good scrap. He tried. That boy was going for broke. Oh, Fundora stepped on the scale at 153. Yeah, he wasn't lethargic or drained. Yeah, I think that's his weight. Shout out Quee in the building. What up, Kurt Hurd? Them, I got a -0. Somebody put a -0. They really not trying to see the rematch. Well, y'all heard it here first on 2 Cents Boxing. Breaking news: Canelo Alvarez, Terrence Crawford rematch being talked about for September 2026. I'm not trying to break no news. I'm just reading the news that I'm pulling up on the internet. So, Mayweather versus Pacquiao rematch. Let's check out this interview. Let's review this interview that I seen from Mayweather about this Pacquiao rematch. Let's see what he got to say about it.
Speaking of 2 fighters that you molded around the way up, Devin Haney and Rolly are talking about fighting for the unification fight at 147. What are your thoughts on that fight? 2 guys that you pretty much molded off from the bottom.
My bad, y'all. I be watching videos on 1.5 speed. My bad, y'all.
Devin Haney is a hell of a fighter. Rolly, I mean, this kid didn't have that much experience, and for him to be where he's at with not much experience, I'm proud of him. So if him and Devin come together and have a big fight this year, I'm proud of them both.
So we're in Vegas, right? You've been around. You've been like the main event, right, for years. Yes. Now you got pro sports kind of blowing up here, right?
Yes.
About to have basically all 4 major leagues by the end of this decade. What's it been like to kind of see that aspect here in Vegas grow?
You know, just being in Vegas now for 30 years and, you know, fighting at the highest level for 30 years and just being able to see a great city grow for so many years, it's truly a blessing. And, you know, I'm happy for the whole city of Las Vegas. I'm going to stand behind the city of Las Vegas and push Las Vegas to continue to be great.
Right, and I've seen you courtside at games, right? Even Aces games and such.
Yes,
you know,
of course.
Talk about what the experience has been like as far as Vegas' home teams and the crowds.
Oh man, the Aces making so much noise in the WNBA.
Hold on, y'all. This ain't the one I want to play. My bad, y'all. Let me play the right one. Here we go, right here.
So go again?
Yeah, first of all, you know, back to that Sphere. What part did being at the Sphere kind of play you taking that fight?
Well, as of right now, we don't know exactly where the fight is going to be at.
Do y'all know they was trying to put the Mayweather Pacquiao rematch in the Sphere? Are they serious? I don't think Mayweather and Pacquiao got the same pool that they used to have. I don't know about the Sphere.
We don't know the location of the fight. The Sphere is one of the places that they talked about. So we don't know if it's 100% going to be there. And this is not actually a fight, it's an exhibition.
Okay.
So we're going to do it again, and hopefully we're going to entertain the people.
Right. And as far as that, you know, what's it going to be like fighting him again, you know, like 11 years later now?
It's just, you know, like I never really took any abuse, you know, in the sport of boxing. You know, still extremely healthy, work out every day. And, you know, I got an exhibition with Mike Tyson also, another exhibition in Greece. So if I'm just sitting at home and I'm just working out every day, spending time with my grandson and spending time with my children, I said, why not go out, have a little fun, entertain, and put on some exhibitions. So
and then you talked about NBA ownership in the past. Now it's looking more real.
Yes.
Magic Johnson's people have talked to me and said that he's very interested in being an owner as well. Who? Magic Johnson.
Okay, yes.
So as far as that, would you be still interested in that?
Magic Johnson is a true legend. You know, he's a hell of a businessman. He's also from Michigan, like myself. He's from Lansing, Michigan. I'm from Grand Rapids, Michigan. You know, in the past, I talked about, you know, owning an NBA team, but it looks like it's a lot of stress, you know, in the NBA, being an owner. You know, you see an owner get involved with the NBA, and you know, he's looking happy. Then, as you know, as years progress, he's looking older. So, I don't know yet. As of right now, I don't know.
And what is that, like $7 to $10 billion figure kind of do when you look at that?
You know. Far as in the NBA, the NFL, or any sport, only thing numbers can do is go up. So when we talk about numbers, only thing numbers can do is go up. If the sport is growing, if any sport is growing, the numbers will grow.
How important is it for you to get together with the MCM to do this partnership?
Making cash money. That's what we used to say when we was younger. If you guys go back on and look at my social media page, I had an MCM outfit on when I was a young kid, and MCM has always been a part of the Black culture, just a part of the culture. Period. Just, you know, in the U.S. So it's a hell of a brand, a great brand, and I'm happy just to be a part of it.
So, and, I know there's obviously only one Floyd Mayweather, right? But any young fighters who come close to you right now?
There are so many young fighters that's making a lot of noise in the sport of boxing right now, and I'm extremely proud of all these young fighters. And come to my boxing gym, and if I can give you advice and push you to be great and help you surpass me, I'm here to help.
Well, shout out to Floyd Money Mayweather. Now, I showed y'all that video because there seems to be some type of problem or issue about Manny Pacquiao wanting to can y'all believe we're talking about a Manny Pacquiao Mayweather fight in 2026? Right? This is how I felt when we was talking about Mike Tyson and Roy Jones fighting. Like, this shit is surreal. But Manny Pacquiao says if it's an exhibition, he's not taking the fight, allegedly. It's like word on the YouTube streets. I haven't really been following this too deeply, but I've been hearing people say it, and I've seen a couple of people talking about it in the comments. So for some reason, Manny Pacquiao wants it to be a real regular professional fight. And Floyd, I might not have no more money. Mayweather might want it to be an exhibition fight. Now I'm asking the two centers, why do y'all think that may be a dispute? And like, what do you think that's about? Like, why is that a dispute? You can either let me know and drop it below in the chat, or you can wait till I open up the panel and let me know your 2 cents about it. But 2 cents, I want y'all to think about that for a second. What's like, why? So I thought Floyd was coming out of retirement, but he said he got 3 exhibitions coming up. He said he was coming out of retirement. But if you going to fight exhibitions, is that coming out of retirement? Is that coming out of retirement? Because you was been fighting exhibitions. Nobody said you came out of retirement. Nobody said you came out of retirement when you was fighting in the ring with, who was that? Was that Gotti, one of them little mob bosses, mob family sons, or whoever you was fighting? Nobody said you came out of retirement. So let's review some videos from last night's fight, because it's Sunday, the review show. Y'all know how it go down. Keith Thurman was really upset.
But whoever the fuck that referee was, don't hire him for fucking main event shit ever again, man. Real talk. Do you remember Eric Morales versus Marcos Maidana? Do you remember how many times people fought with broken orbital bones? Shit's not even broken, man. Never got dropped in the whole fight. I'm getting caught on the back end of punches. The referee told me in the locker room, show me something. Move your feet, duck your head. I won't stop the fight. I'm using my legs. I'm getting caught on the back end. I wasn't buckled. He just jumped in like a white rabbit, man. So the little hoppy referees, they're not made for main event boxing. The fight was getting fun. The people were standing on their feet. We were just getting into the grind, you know? And he was getting really comfortable swinging wide, swinging big, swinging wide. Because he's young, because he trains hard, he put that press, because he's a volume puncher. He put that press, and the referee reacted to that, you know? Fondora's
So what do y'all think about what Keith Thurman said? And I forgot, I got a few more things to read to y'all about the news. Moses Itauma versus Jermaine Franklin Jr. heavyweight prospect. Moses Itauma secured a 5th round knockout in Manchester, England. Itauma remains undefeated, 14-0, and is the first fighter to stop Franklin, who had previously gone the distance with top-tier talent. Now, Jermaine Franklin, from my understanding, he had to get surgery. He had arthritis in his knees. But shout out to Moses Itauma for getting his knockout. I keep hearing Moses Itauma's name. He's the next Mike Tyson. No other heavyweight can move like him, got the power like him, can do this like him. I think Moses Itauma is a decent fighter. Me personally, I want to see, more from him, maybe some better competition. But when I look at him just based off the eye test, he's a very good fighter, especially for the heavyweight division. Yoenis Tellez versus Brian Mendoza. Tellez won by a unanimous decision on the Fondora Thurman undercard. That was a good fight. Yoenis Tellez suffered a very crazy headbutt from Mendoza, and it looks like his nose got broken. I mean, it was like gushing blood and bleeding blood all on the mat. He tried to stand up. He couldn't stand up, so he was clearly dazed. So he just really was able to overcome that adversity in the fight. When he first came out after the injury, he was kind of like fighting a little different. So I was like, damn, this is going to change the course of the fight. But he got his self together. He got his bearings back, and he was just able to pick Mendoza apart. And I thought Mendoza was going to attack more, go after that nose. I mean, he tried to, but he just was not able to get to Yoenis Tellez the way that he needed to. And Tellez was just getting a lot of shots off on him. I really thought that broken nose was going to change the course of the fight. But shout out to Yoenis Telez. It was a decent fight. They some decent fighters. But you know, every time I'm seeing the fighters, I'm like, okay, well, you know, what do I think if Boots was to fight these 154 pounders? And I just think that, you know, Boots would be able to beat both of those guys. Kevin Newman II versus Elijah Garcia is a significant upset. Newman II defeated Garcia via majority decision, leaving the prospect's future uncertain after several recent setbacks. The Ali Revival Act. The U.S. House of Representatives recently passed the Ali Revival Act, though it faces oppositions from promoters like Oscar De La Hoya. And Moses Itauma has climbed into the top 10 major heavyweight rankings, currently holding the #1 spot with the WBO. That wraps up the boxing news for the week. We're about to move on to reviewing some of these videos. And then the last hour, I will open up the panel. Sunday review show. Y'all know how we do. Be sure to punch that like and subscribe button. Give me 1 second, y'all. Hold on, y'all, because something is talking on my computer and I don't know what it is. Where is that coming from? Hold on, y'all. All right. So,
this song for you, 'cause our love is true. I'll always be faithful.
now punch that like button.
Other niggas ain't got a
Cash out. Hit
clue.
us
Oh,
with the chat.
baby, you're the kind of man gon' ride for me. Love your girl down, knock a nigga off of me. Oh yeah, you're the kind of man caress my soul, give me energy, always supporting me. You're the kind of man ain't gon' never cheat. Take me out to eat, then meet me. Oh yeah, you're the kind of man I shut up for, let you leave me. Yeah, with my
clothes. So I wrote this song for you. Y'all know that song jamming. When I play it, then nobody even drop out the chat. I like that old R&B feel. I'm saying aircraft carrier. I thought at AJ peak he was the face, but people will say Canelo. I assume Moses doesn't have the AJ it factor, but he makes up with it with his boxing skills. AJ is the guy in the UK. He's the man over there. Y'all seen when AJ was standing with Mayweather when nobody even paying Mayweather no attention. They was all over AJ. They was all over AJ. All right, so back to the review show. Let's review some videos from last night. And let me see if I can find when he calls out Charlo. So what did y'all think about the Telez fight when he broke his nose and, you know, he was still able to come and win by unanimous decision? What's y'all 2 cents about that fight?
I'm very happy with my performance, of course. I think it was a great performance. You know, just a lot of training in this camp. We've been training for him since August of last year. So, you know, it was unfortunate that we couldn't find October, but, you know, we stay training. getting ready for this former Hall of Famer and show up tonight. All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, raise your hand and we'll try to get the mic to you for a question.
Was Keith tougher than you thought he would be? Because, there were some moments where, we saw that battle and it was really amazing to watch.
No, it was not actually, but all credit to him, of course. I take my hat off to Keith, of course. He's a great former champion. Like I said, a future Hall of Famer for sure. But no, we trained very hard for this fight, and we made sure that we crossed our teeth and dotted our I's, so that performance from him wouldn't be nothing for us, nothing crazy for us to handle. I'm very happy.
He said Keith Thurman was easy work. Fundora said Keith Thurman was easy work. He said he was well prepared for that fight. And Keith Thurman ain't have nothing for him. Shout out to Sebastian Fundora, but let's see what he said about Charlo.
To return, almost like you're returning fire with a machine gun. What's going through your mind when you're lighting a person up like that, sending them across the ropes, and you just are? I was talking to some fans, and everybody is so blown away by the level of calm, but also with you being so violent at the same time. Can you talk about that?
There's I don't know what round it was, but he did hit me with a punch, and it was a good punch. And I remember responding with 4 or 5 punches back. And my dad told me, don't do that, don't get hit with nothing. So, but that's just to show the fighter that you're not in this fight. This is my fight still. I'm still in the league right now. I'm still controlling this fight. It's just in me to want to win, I don't know if you can train that or not, but my dad definitely implanted it to me and my sister.
Sebastian, obviously you were coming into this fight off of a hand injury. How did the hand hold up?
It felt good. I could probably punch a brick wall. I won't be smart, but I could do that right now, and they're still fine. So very healthy, very happy.
Keith was talking about the fight maybe being stopped prematurely. Did you feel that way being in there with him? Did you feel like you had sufficiently damaged him and that he was on his last legs?
I didn't think it was stopped prematurely. I thought it was stopped at the right time, because as soon as that eye cut open, the doctor was already looking at that eye, and it was all purple. As soon as we stepped into the 6th round, I knew I had it busted open, and it happened with one of the first punches. But me as a person, as a human being, I wouldn't want him to take any more damage. But this is boxing, so it's not up to me.
And out of all the guys in the division, is there any one of them that you want the most of?
Not really. I think I'm the best. I think they all need to come to me.
There's some issues right now with his promoter, but
did y'all hear what he said? He said, no, it ain't nobody I want. I think I'm the best. They need to come to me. Talk yo, Sebastian.
what do you think of that fight? Why do you feel based on tonight you would beat him? And for Samson, how realistic is that fight to be done this year?
I don't believe it will happen because the boxing world have a problem in this moment. And the worst thing sometimes is when management commit a mistake and doesn't recognize it. And when he recognizes it, it's too late. Oscar de la Hoya, besides that we, my friend and part of my family, he treated that kid very well all his career. But sometimes management get greedy, and now we pay the price. Well, we should talk about Ortiz in this moment, and probably he will not fight for the next year or so. And he will get stripped very soon of the WBC interim. So let's talk about somebody else. Tell me which one you want. And then I can tell you this is possible or not. But Ortiz is out of the game at this moment.
Is the winner of a potential Zayas and Enes fight then realistic for Sebastian for this year?
Look, if it's in PBC, we have no issue. We're loyal to PBC, and we continue that way.
Y'all heard Samson? Y'all heard Samson. If it ain't PBC, we not worried about it. So we might as well take Boots' name off the list for right now to fight Sebastian Fundora, because Sebastian Fundora's manager just said, if it's not PBC, it ain't for me. So let's just do that right now. So we're not gonna say he ducking Boots. We're not gonna say Boots ducking Fundora, because his manager just clarified he not fighting nobody unless they PBC. That's basically what he just said. If I misheard it, y'all let me know and drop it below. So we can move on from that, right? It's not an argument we need to keep having. It's not a conversation we need to keep having. It's not a why Boots won't fight Fundora. We don't got to do that. We don't got to do that. You heard what his manager just said.
Performance, crazy to sound like this, but I feel like you get knocked out by Brian Mendoza, probably the best thing that could have happened in your career. Ever since, we have seen you be grown, right? You've been using the distance. Speaking of the next fight, Charlo was after the fight talking about he pretty much gave you guys the belt, that no one has beaten him. It makes sense to fight Charlo next. How do you like to fight with Charlo?
I think that's a great fight. It's a PBC fighter as well. The last undisputed 154 champion as well. So, fight with him seems like it makes sense.
Shout out to Sebastian Fundora. Hey, he say he want to fight Charlo. Charlo want to fight him. Boom. That's the fight to make next. They're both calling each other out. They're both PBC. Well, let me say not next, because Charlo needs a tune-up. He coming off a long layoff. He needs a tune-up. But that's the next big fight for Sebastian to make next. Shout out to Dean by any means in the chat. He said, ride again. Because I told y'all, Fundora is about to be the first person to stop Keith in his career. Now, all of a sudden, nobody was picking up. Man, y'all not about to do that. Y'all was in my chat telling me how sorry Fundora was. Matter of fact, I've been going back and forth with y'all forever about Fundora. I kept telling y'all Fundora's a good fighter. He's a good fighter. He's not an elite top tier fighter, no. But his attributes and the skill level he does have is going to make him a tough fight for anybody. Now he is mastering using his 80-inch reach with the jab. It's going to be trouble for anybody that get in the ring with Sebastian Fundora. Now, let's take a look at what Charlo had to say. Well, actually, that was in response to what Charlo. So let's take a look at what it was that Charlo said for Sebastian Fundora to have that type of response. Let's check it out. Let me pull up the video for y'all. We almost an hour in. We almost about to drop the link, and y'all gonna be able to come up here and review the videos with me. We got FaZe in the building. How is he a hoe, FaZe? How is he a hoe? He a hoe because he want to fight Charlo? Man, Charlo ain't no easy work for him, ill will. See, y'all about to make the same mistakes y'all always make. Y'all finna let that Canelo fight make y'all think Charlo ain't who Charlo is. Like, Charlo ain't go undisputed at 154 pounds. Like, Charlo not a dog. He left the hottest division, dared to be great, and came back to the hottest division. He could have easily went to 160 and beat them niggas up there. Because who's at 160? Like, Charlo really could have went to 160 and did what he had to do at 160. But he came back where all the smoke was. He didn't duck the division. Deem say Fundora fighting Earl, Charlo, and Virgil. Damn. I hope Earl, man. Why does Earl want to fight Fundora? I don't get it. He should fight Keith Thurman or something. Like, why is everybody trying to feed themselves to Fundora? What is that about? I've been telling these people about Fondora. Listen, Fondora's a great fighter. He can fight on the inside. I don't know why y'all acting like the man can't fight. He's not trash. And as soon as he learns to use his reach and establish a jab and get just a little bit of deep, just move his head off the line just a little bit, he's going to be a tough competitive fight for any elite fighter at 154 pounds. Aircraft carrier, I've been a Fondora fan. You've been here for a minute, aircraft carrier. Do you not be listening? Go back and check my catalog and go watch my Fondora videos. It's on the record. I've always been a Fondora. I've been a Fondora fan ever since I went to the Earl Spence. I went to the Earl Spence Danny Garcia fight, and I seen Fondora fighting on Spence's undercard. I became a fan after that. I like to watch fighters that's good, they got potential, and watching them as they develop throughout their careers. Like I like to watch fighters develop throughout their careers and watch them get better, watch them take L's and overcome losses and improve the things that cause them to lessons. Like I like watching that type of journey in a fighter. So that's why I like the Rollies, the Fondoras. I like the other fighters too, the Devins, the Shakurs. I like those fighters also, but I like to watch fighters. Also like to watch those fighters coming up that really got the potential that, just need some time to develop. That's all I'm saying. So hold on, y'all. Let's see what Charlo had to say. Because Charlo been calling out Fundora. Everybody's saying Charlo begging for a fight. I don't understand how Charlo's begging for a fight by calling out people that he wants to fight. So is Shakur begging for a fight when he calling out people? Is Devin begging for fights when he make a whole list? Are those people begging for fights? So if they're not begging for fights, why is Jermell Charlo begging for fights? Jermell Charlo is still the best fighter at 154 pounds because who's beat him? He never lost the belt. He's the, what y'all say, the lineal champion. Jermell Charlo is the lineal champion, like y'all like to say. I said Tio was the best at 140 because he was the lineal champion. So that means Jermell Lions Only Charlo is the best at 154 because he is the lineal champion. I'm sure y'all agree with that. I don't care how he looked against Canelo. He's still the 154 lineal champion. And y'all told me if you're the lineal champion, then that makes you the best in the division. Shout out to Patrick Bell with the $10 in the super chat, the first person to support the chat today. Shout out to Patrick Bell. He says just putting color in the chat. Shout out Patrick. Jermell not want to fight Fundora. Yes, he do. Why would he be calling Fundora out if he didn't want to fight him? Isaiah said exactly. I said that shit, and automatically they wanted to crucify me and say Fundora can't box in the inside, and Thurman was going to be able to get in and beat him. Fundora's an inside fighter. That would have been the worst thing. Every time Thurman got close to Fundora, I was like, he better get out of there, Dev. Every time Thurman got in there with Fundora, which it might have been like 3 times, and when Thurman tried to come in the inside with Fundora was throwing them hooks to the body. Boom, he hit him with a hook to the body one time. Boom, he hit him with an uppercut to the body another time. Like, Keith Thurman was not trying to be on the inside with Fundora. Every time he was in there, I was like, get out of there, Dev. And I couldn't have a fight party last night on live because me and my brothers, we got together, a couple friends, and we had a fight party. So I think Fundora is going to be one of our new fight party fighters. So every time Fundora have a fight, moving forward, we're going to have a fight party. He's one of our new fight party fighters. People want to watch him. He comes together. People want to watch him. People come together to see him. He's an exciting fighter. So shout out to Fundora. He has made it to the fight party list. So that's why I couldn't come on live yesterday. And I spent the whole time arguing with my brother who's a Devin Haney fan over all the stuff we be arguing about over the internet the whole time. So that's why I'm sipping tea, because my throat's a little sore. It's hurting from yelling, because that's how we get down with boxing talk. But we had fun, though. Shout out to C-Dub. Well, unfortunately, boxing hacker Bud is retired. So, boop, boop. Charlo, I don't think Charlo was drunk, y'all. Charlo talks like that. Look, last weekend, my son had a tournament. He was at the Charlo show, right? He had a boxing match there. I'm watching Jermell Charlo watch one of his fighters from his gym fight, and he was just like so passionate, like, let's go, like, come on, 1, 2, get, like, that emotion and passion you see from Charlo. At first, it made me not like Jermell because he was so emotional, like, all the time, right? And it's like, man, this dude is, he was always getting into it with people. But the more I started following him and like listening to his interviews, and the more I started watching him, because I really, really started to like him as a fighter, I just see like that's just how he is. Like, he's just one of those people that's like always on 10, always on go. Like, you run into them people like when you on sports teams, like you be around people like that. Like, they always just serious. They always on go. Like, it's like, man, nigga, relax. Like, we not even, you know what I'm saying? That one person in practice that's always just doing too much. Like, you be like, relax, bro. We only supposed to be going 30% right now. Like, why is you at 90? This is a light day. One of them type people. So he kind of strikes me as one of them type people. I think a lot of it is misunderstood or misconstrued. But I can see why people don't like Jermell. Because at one point I didn't really like him because he was always so emotional all the time. But let's see what he got to say. But I don't think he's drunk. I think he talks like this. Because this is how he sounded. This is how he sounded at the tournament. And his wife was right next to him, cheering on the fighter and being just as extra. So I think they just like that as people, for real. Let's see what he had to say. And I really don't know why him and Spence is beefing. I'm unclear.
So why they give my?
Well, one way or another, if you don't defend them for 4 years, they're gonna get taken off you. You know,
I get that, but they didn't even give me a chance. I'm 4 years, motherfucker. I ain't been out the ring 4 years, stupid.
Since 154.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Since June 154.
I've been out the ring since 2023, and I've been asking every day to come back. But we ain't gonna tell them that. We ain't gonna tell them that. You hater. But we here. What y'all talking about? We been here a long time ago. Y'all was giving everybody else fights. Only issue with Arnold is he got in the ring for Fondora. You can't handle that. You can't handle that. You can't beat Fundora. I just watched him. He can't beat Fundora. I just watched him. Now, if he could beat Fundora, fight me first.
Who's this you're saying? Could fight you first? You got to talk about Keith still? Or
get on my face, dude. Ask somebody.
He called out everybody. Thank you.
Everybody can't beat me. Who can beat me at this division?
If you had a choice right now, who would you put? Like, who would be like, I beat that guy right now, put him in the ring and with me?
That bitch they just fought. Fundora, what the fuck you talking about? I'm fighting Fundora, he just got the belt. That's my belt. Nobody took my title. Nobody. I lost my titles because I fought Canelo. Get the money, dummies.
No,
get the money, dummies.
All the politics look now for you.
Give me out here. Give me out here. I'm gonna show you something. Baby, this our guy. Give me out here.
I love your makeup.
I just say what's up. That's it. The fuck Fondora, fuck keep Thurman. I should have. I ain't worried about them. Fuck Earl Spence, fuck Zion, and fuck Boots. Fuck all y'all 154.
Hey, you're out.
Ortiz. Idiot. I run Texas, dummy. Oh
no, my friend.
Talk your shit, Jermell. Hey, Jermell just called out the whole 154-pound division. So any other time, any other fighter act like this, everybody be like, oh, that's the energy we want to see. That's what boxing need. That's what we want to see. But when Jermell do it, everybody saying he begging for a fight. How? Y'all don't see that? Do he look like he want the smoke? He said, fuck Earl Spence, fuck Ortiz, fuck Boots, fuck all of them. None of y'all took my belts. Let's run it. How y'all don't like that kind of energy? Because it's Charlo? Because when anybody else doing it, it's cool. Charlo ain't never been known to call nobody. Charlo ain't never been known to duck no smoke. Charlo ain't never been known to only fight people with certain styles. Charlo ain't never been known to do none of that. He's never been known to do none of that. But because y'all didn't like the way he fought Canelo, y'all want to act like y'all don't know what's up with Jermell Lyons, only Charlo. Okay. That's fine. All I know is he just called out. It's only been 2 years. It's only been 2 years since Jermell fought, right? Or it's been 3. Am I tripping? He do need a tune-up, Ill Will. Do you really want to see Jermell fight Boots, the toughest fight in the 54 division, without a tune-up? Come on, man. Y'all stop that. He need a tune-up. So what? A fighter can take a tune-up. Why is it that? Because they tried to do the same thing to Boots, Ill Will. Why black fighters can't take tune-ups? But when a fighter don't take tune-ups, all y'all holler about is that the fighter need to take a tune-up. Earl Spence ain't take no tune-up. But all y'all kept saying was he need a tune-up. Y'all still saying it right now. Earl Spence don't need to come back and fight Fondora. He need a tune-up. But when Jermell Lyons, only Charlo say he need a tune-up, it's a bad thing. Now he can't, like, listen, if Boots say he need a tune-up, I don't care. Let these fighters get what they need so that they can be 100% or in the best prepared that they can be when they're going into these tough fights. Stop asking all black fighters to not get tune-ups and do what they need to do to be prepared. Look at Tim Tszyu. He's supposed to be fighting Earl Spence. What is Tim Tszyu doing? He getting a tune-up. Nobody has said nothing negative about Tim Tszyu because he's getting a tune-up. So I'm just asking if we can, like, stop it. Oh, he can't talk shit till after the tune-up, Ill Will? Nah, he got to build it up. He got to build it up. He got to build it up. Let him talk his shit. That's that Ill Will. They keep telling me that's the energy we need in boxing. That's what they want to see. That's what they telling me. Xander had his drawers on. He was punching on the bag. He had a pair of boots on. He was talking shit to Virgil Ortiz. He was talking shit to Boots. Everybody like, yeah, this is what we want to see. Yeah, this is what we talking about. But when Lyons only get in front of the camera, when Jermell get in front of the camera and start to talk his shit, all of a sudden he begging for a fight. Come on, man. We're not going to do that. I got to stop acting like Jermell wasn't who he was at 154 pounds. Got to put some respect on his name. That's all. Let me drop the link. Got an hour left. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Link pinned to the top. Y'all be sure to help support the channel. We got an hour left in the show. Let me know and drop it below your 2 cents. Punch the like and subscribe button. Let me get a like check. I might have to hit y'all with the shields again. Y'all punch that like button. Punch that like button. I found another song to play for y'all too on Twitter. I got to see if I can find it again. Shout out to Mr. Greg and Isaiah. What you doing in the building?
Put that Shields on, 2 cents. You already know.
No, please.
Put that shit on.
Isaiah like that song.
I know.
I do.
How you doing, Isaiah?
I'm doing good, Greg. How you doing?
Okay.
Mr. Greg. Put that. You know what?
And she
I
got a
hope
new music
Clarissa.
video too. I might play it for you.
I was about to say. I hope she come out with some new shit where she like, yeah, I got Pap up down in the basement, and he gotta ask permission to come upstairs.
Hey,
That'd be
it be like that sometimes, Isaiah.
nah. You know what? Somebody was saying that Clarissa, some girl, she said Clarissa, why you always say Pap is upstairs? Is he not allowed to come down? I'm just like, yo, nah, he probably not because Clarissa, she got the pants in the relationship. That's really what it is.
Man, they mad at Clarissa. Let me pull up her tweet. She just know how to piss y'all off at this point. I think she's just doing it on
Nah,
purpose.
you know what? 2 cents. I'll be honest. I think this is the most I've seen Clarissa get a big buzz like on her name throughout last year and this year.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Definitely enjoying
I
the
think
attention.
yeah, she definitely is, and it's definitely working because I mean, why else would she sign for Win Records? And then you got people saying, oh, she needs to sign to MVP just because they got that ESPN deal. And even I think even if she were to go over there, I think she'd still get paid pretty handsomely at the same time. So I feel like it don't really matter where she go. It's just she just knows how to set it off, and she just knows how to really just position herself in place to get the media to make her make her well known because back then she wasn't this well known, and I think right now her being a heavyweight, she's at her peak fame.
Yeah. And because and people don't want to act, people want to act, they want to be out biased and act this way and that way. But shit, people are attaching themselves to her and
Exactly.
they really clout chasing. Like, this the most famous Papoose ever been. Like,
Nah,
let's be
that's a
for
fact.
real.
That's 100% right.
That's true.
And Layla Ali was not relevant until her and Claressa Shields started getting into it. Nobody was talking about Layla Ali. It wasn't like we were just sitting around like, oh, Layla Ali. Like, no. Nobody was just talking about Layla Ali. Her and Claressa Shields started getting into it, and she was popping for a minute.
Well, she's learned.
I'm still
from that
waiting on
look,
them cooking
that
recipes
thing.
from Layla.
What's good, Blaze?
Subscribe to her station for nothing, man.
Hey, you seen her
What's up?
comment 2 cents about about one time
Yeah, here you
Taylor?
go right here. I'm pulling it up.
Oh, it's nasty too. It's a
So
nasty.
here we go. That's what I'm saying. She know how to get it's like a kid. Like, if a kid do something and they see it piss you off and they want to push, they're gonna keep doing it to irritate and agitate you. So every time she say anything, everybody get all in the uproar. So
I ain't tripping. It just was
figured
nasty how
out how
she
to
was
keep
saying it.
herself in the logarithm. Like, let me find it. Hold on.
She said,
yeah, Keith got beat so bad the
yeah.
ref had to save him. Got beat the fuck down. Say what you want. I ain't never got my ass kicked like that, especially in a world title fight. Then she said,
she retweeted the
damn,
ass whooping.
congrats, Fundora. Beat that man till he was red and blue, which is facts. He was
She
red
ain't
and blue.
lying. She ain't lying. That's what happened when you be beefing with somebody going back and forth. You lose,
And look
But
what
I
she
mean,
said
my
about
thing is,
Charlo. I'll say this. These guys need to get back active first, have a tune-up, then go for the freak of nature Fondora. I don't see anybody who has been on break beating the kid. He's focused, he's tall, he's strong, and he's learning to stick to his game plan. And that's exactly what I just said.
man, that's
We gotta
accurate.
stop trying to act
That's
like
an
a
accurate
tune-up.
assessment.
We gotta start acting like a tune-up is a bad thing. Like,
No,
this
hell no. Them dudes been out 3 years, 2 cents.
Anybody that's out over 18 months should take a tune-up. In my opinion, if you
Yeah.
fighting at the championship level, like, I don't know, the things is
Charlo.
delusional right now.
And that's the biggest problem.
Yo, but why were they saying that what's his name? Somebody was saying Keith got ring rust. I think it was Hacker. But I'm just like,
I was saying
how
that.
did Keith how did Keith have ring rust if he just got in the ring with Brock Jarvis?
But bro, he
Nah,
haven't
but that
fought.
was
He's
like, that
fought two
still was a
times in
while
the
ago.
last
That
5
was like,
years, bro.
But
that was
still
over a
though,
year ago too.
to me that was a tune-up, and it's kind of like if that's the case, then we got to put that label on Bud because Bud ain't really fight He only
Man,
fight
keep
once
it
a year.
Fundora. Let's do Fundora.
Yeah, but
Nah, phase,
when did he
phase.
have his last fight?
I'm just keeping it like,
Because he had 2
like you
fights
get.
in the last
No,
6.5
you can't
years.
compare Fundora and Keith though, Isaiah,
Nah,
because
I know you can't. Nah, you
Thurman has
and plus
been
two.
generally inactive his whole damn career for real.
But you know what? It's his fault because of all the injuries that he didn't have, and
Yeah.
also too like the way he went about it. So for him, I get it. You know, he wanted and I saw he was mad about Taylor stepping in, and he said 4 more minutes the fight was getting good. Yeah, right, buddy. 4 more minutes, Fundora probably would have stopped you. Not
4 more
even
minutes, he
worse.
might not been able to talk at that press conference. But Isaiah,
Yeah,
I look at it, it goes
exactly.
both
He would
ways
have been at
though.
the
Look,
hospital.
Isaiah. Look, Isaiah, you watch 2 things go both ways. You watch a long layoff with an Asian fighter in combination with a young fighter adding tools to his bag. You see what I'm saying? So he's on the downtrend, he's on the uptrend. It's a recipe for disaster. I had
Nah, you
Fundora by
right.
stoppage respectfully,
Yeah, me
and I
too. Me
wasn't even
too.
trying to knock Thurman. I wasn't knocking him, but it's like we're talking about championship level boxing. Like Fundora is technically one of the best. He's up there. You feel me? And we're talking about a fighter that's just coming back trying to get in the mix. Because you got to look at it like this. Even if you go back to when Thurman fought Pacquiao, would you say that
Man, that was
version of
bad, bro.
Thurman? If
That was
that no, but what I'm talking about was that version of Thurman beat Fundora. If not, that
nah.
was 6
I
years
don't. I
ago. That
don't.
means you would
To
have had
be
to have
honest,
Fundora. Thurman would have had to got better since Pacquiao from 6 years ago to fight Fundora. That's my logic.
Blaze, I do not think he would have been better just because at the same time too, I feel like Mendoza knocking out Fundora was the best thing for him because he's shown a lot. You know what I mean? He's shown a lot, and his game plan was so good, and him being tall, people are starting to now call him because I just jumped on X, and I was sick, bro. People were saying before, like these are the same people who were saying that he was trash and this, that, and the third, and he wasn't so good, right? And then all of a sudden, everybody starts saying, "Oh, he's not as good as y'all think he is. He's just a weight bully." This, that, and the third. I'm just like, damn, but y'all were saying he was trash. Like, and plus two, he weighed 153, and I don't think it's affecting him because he's tall and he's pretty skinny, and I'm pretty sure he's very disciplined too. So if he wanted to stay there for a while, which he's been really vocal about, and he said that he definitely wanted to be there because that's where all the big fights is at. So a shout out to him. I guess he wants to do that. Let him.
Hey,
That's
Mr.
exactly
Gregory,
what should happen.
I was about
Huh?
to ask you, Mr. Gregory, how you feel about them only wanting to fight the PBC fighters that are like up in age, like all of them about to be 36.
The best, you mean? The best phase? Because you had
It,
Keith last night, bro.
it makes sense to me because he's improving. He's improving off of these guys who were the big names at one time who trying to come back. Yeah, he should feed off of every last one of them
He gonna get the
because
legend
see, a lot
killers.
of these guys, not just at PBC, but we talking about how often fighters fight. We're seeing on the average they fight once every year, once every
Yeah,
18
once a
months.
year, once every
But we're
9
only
months. Yeah.
seeing 2 fighters during that period who started to improve, which is Fondora and Rolly. The other guys who got the names, they want those big fights right away or the big money fights. Keith probably should have taken 2 easier fights because he's only had 2 fights in 6 years.
Yeah,
He didn't
most
want to,
definitely.
though.
Thing called
He really didn't want to.
if you don't use it, you lose it, which is your
Absolutely.
talent and your skill set. We didn't see what Keith used to be because he's not that anymore. But he still, in his head at least, believes that's who he is.
Yeah.
You heard how he was talking at the press conference. The fight just gonna get good. You getting beat up for 6 rounds. I get it. Your pride is hurt, and you really believe somehow you was going to turn it around. But
He had
we
no
saw
answer.
something differently. And see, a lot of those guys think the same way. I'm still who I was, although I haven't fought. I'm listening to Charlo. I get what Charlo is saying. You only lost one time, but you haven't been in the ring for 3 years almost. Something is already gone because you've aged a little bit. But it's
I'm not gonna
it's
lie,
pride, and you're not doing the kind of work you need to do because you don't get those fights don't happen like they used to years ago where you fought maybe 2, 3, 4 times a year. But talent has to continually to be sharpened. You got to continue to get better. Even when you are at the very top, you got to stay there. When you're not fighting, you're going to slip. We saw a good example last night to me
I respect the performance because nobody stopped Keith Thurman and he did it in 6 rounds. But if you're gonna start, like Earl Spence, if you wanna get some of these guys like on the way out, I just feel like, you and then you dropping your belts and stuff like that, and then they're telling that they're only gonna let you fight on PBC. I feel like, like what is that?
Hey,
Like what
Phase,
is
You're not
that?
a
though.
free agent,
Phase,
bro. What do you
Phase.
mean?
Oh, hold up,
Yeah,
Phase.
he's
Hey,
not a
Phase,
free
you have
agent.
to, Phase, you got to accept the fact that he just be a legend, okay? You can't have it both ways. You can't go for Thurman and hype him up and say he's the guy at one time and all that. And when Fundora washes them, everybody don't get to run around and say, hey, Fundora, which I'm saying he's the final boss at 154.
He
Yeah,
definitely is.
you
You
could
feel me?
be
He's
the
What we
too
final
talking
good.
boss,
about?
but are you not gonna
Nah,
fight
nah,
Xander and
he
Boots?
is. He is, Face. He
Oh,
is,
He's the
bro.
final
bro, I
boss.
just said it. I'm saying, are you not gonna fight Xander and Boots? Are you only gonna fight
No, he
Bro,
Crawford?
is. He is.
I'm just saying,
Trust me,
if
it'll
you don't
happen
do
when it
that,
happens. But
then
until
you're.
then, he get to clean up WPBC, and he got a whole bunch of fights that we gonna watch when he do it
but
too. See what I'm
Phase, this
saying?
what you
I'm
gotta
not
This how the
watching.
game
but
I'm
go.
not
Phase,
watching the Earl
but
Spence
let me
fight.
explain this
If
to
he fight
Phase.
Earl Spence, I ain't watching
Phase,
that shit.
this what
He
you
ain't
gotta
fighting no sense.
understand. Can y'all hear me? This what you gotta
Yeah.
understand. These promotional companies are not just gonna be quick to give up the belt that they're in control of.
Exactly.
So you're
Quick to
saying like,
move.
oh, Fundora only gonna fight PBC fighters? Yeah, because it's not like Fundora gonna be like, all right, I want Xander Zayas next. No, they
Yeah,
not
they're
gonna
not
be
feeding
quick
Fundora. They
to.
gonna milk their
Yeah, they
star.
not gonna be quick to just give up those belts over to
That's why
PBC
Fundora
and
don't
let
say
them
boost his name.
have
Fundora ain't
control
It's
gonna
over
not
say
it.
giving him
boost.
up. He's the final boss. He's the six
No,
six
bro.
dominant
But
No,
guy.
bro.
Phase,
Phase, it is giving
this
it
ain't
up,
a
bro, because the
hold on, I
politics,
say let
bro.
me explain it. This ain't a movie or a fairy tale, bro. It don't work like that. They're not just going to be quick to give PBC control of the belts at 154 pounds. Because PBC already was running that division. When Charlo was going for undisputed, PBC has had control of the 154-pound division for a while.
So
See,
you
Faith,
saying
what
they
you
ducking
gotta no,
him?
listen. What you gotta
It's
understand is
not a
that
duck phase.
what you gotta understand is these promotional companies are trying to control divisions. They want to be able to have control of the belt at the divisions. Well, it might be a little different now because of what's going on in boxing, but historically, that's usually what they was trying to do, right? So you think they want all those 154 belts back at PBC and let PBC have control of the division and have all the power? No, they're not going to be quick to hurry up and do that. So it's not always about a fighter ducking or they scared or they don't want to fight. It be much deeper than that. So
So
you
you
got to
saying?
take those things
So
and you got to take those things into consideration. I
No,
mean, yeah,
Nah,
we
I
sit up here, we
I
talk
cents.
and
respect
all
what you're
that.
saying, but the dude said he only want to fight the manager said he only want to fight PBC, or that's what all they
The
Nah,
doing.
manager said
but
he's loyal and
phase,
he gonna do whatever
phase though,
PBC want him to
phase,
do. That's what he said.
There's
phase.
Don't
nothing
put
wrong
words
with
in his
that.
mouth. He
Yeah.
said he
Exactly,
ain't gonna be
but
arguing with his
phase.
promoter about no fights. That's what he said.
Nah, look, phase. You also gotta factor too. A lot of those fights that we seen from like Top Rank or Matchroom, and when they got a champion, you rarely see somebody from
It's
somewhere
crazy.
else going to get that fight, and that's just the politics sides of boxing. Like you see Matchroom and Top Rank doing that with Boots. I mean, I guess I get it. That's cool that they did that, but how often do we see other promotional companies or just jump to PBC and say, you know what, we got this belt and we want to fight you, and we know it's not gonna be that, but that's just what it is. And
Yeah,
and
that's
I'm
true.
and I'm and I get what you're saying, and I agree, but it's just hard for us to even get them fights because you seen the way Boots and Virgil went down with all that bullshit
Well,
suing, and they ain't even getting the fight. And then now you got Top Rank, who I do believe Top Rank has a better, they got a better resume in a sense of letting they fighters challenge somebody else. And that's what I like about Top Rank. But at the same time too, Top Rank do got the best matchmakers in the world. And also too, a lot of those fighters that fought at Top Rank, they got great resumes, and those fights are tailor made. Once they step up to the plate and they go somewhere else, they lose.
like
It's a
Well,
quagmire.
I'm not, and I'm not saying Faze. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that that's the case. I'm just saying that you have to take a lot of things into consideration before you just be like, oh, that's a dub. I know we talk about it like conversationally on here and throw the word duck
No,
around.
I'm not saying like
But
that.
you know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, it'd be a lot of shit going
I
on.
ain't with
Somebody
it. Like
said,
if I see
somebody said Fundora turned down a fight with Xander. So
yeah,
allegedly, Fundora
he
ducked
dropped the
Xander.
belt. He dropped the belt. So it's
But
like
because he fought Tim Tszyu in
The
the
belt, he
rematch.
thought he was gonna get the Spence fight.
Supreme. He dropped the belt,
Hey,
right?
Supreme.
What's up, Mr. Greg?
Big Supreme,
What's up,
we got
everybody?
Big Supreme on the panel.
Yo,
All
Face,
right,
you was talking shit yesterday.
Yeah, I know.
You see how them pics was looking though?
Oh yeah.
All right,
I won
What
with
you man
Yo-Yo.
talking about?
1 second, let 2 Cents play the video, then we talk about it.
All right, I want to show y'all this and get y'all 2 cents about this situation. This is kind of brewing.
So for the fans and everybody else, Schofield Senior, Schofield Junior, since you said you didn't get no response from me, this is my official response. I want your sign now. So for the fans and everybody else, Schofield Senior, Schofield Junior.
So apparently, Auntie Scolding got on the internet saying that they sent him an offer and he ignored it, trying to make it seem like he has ducked Schofield Jr.
Yeah,
So
I heard that.
what is
Bill
y'all
Haney ass nigga.
What is y'all 2 cents about that fight? Like this, honestly, this never even crossed my mind, right? Like I never even thought about him and Schofield Jr. But 2 cents in the chat, y'all on the panel. What's y'all 2 cents? What y'all think about that fight?
I like the fight, but it's this silliness about ducking. This silliness about I sent you a contract. That's why I keep saying we see more of this crap, more fights on the internet than we seen in the ring. And this is just one more example of it. I didn't have any idea that this was brewing. But if you want to fight a guy, all you have to do, go see his people and they see your people and y'all make the fight if that's what you want to do. But all of this taking 9 years to make a fight or want to just go back and forth for people to remember your name on the internet and you still not fighting, especially with Schofield. So, excuse me. These kinds of things is what really have you us overusing words like they ducking this, they ducking that, when it's still the business of boxing that interferes with the sport. You can do both if you're willing to. And until they get that in their heads, I mean, I like what we were just talking about with Fondora's people saying he's basically saying we doing all our fights over at PBC. So he's saying is we're not getting in the quagmire or trying to go across the street, down the street. We got the fights here. Our guy gonna beat up on these legends, possibly.
What the? I don't want to see that.
Fights are gonna come. You know what fights gonna come his way, and that's all we need to know right now. Who you gonna do next over at PBC?
So Mr. Gregory. So
Yeah.
if Manny Pacquiao jumps in the ring with Boots and Boots do the same thing, I mean, are you gonna respect it? I just think Earl Spence, Keith Thurman, they 37 years old.
Bro, they still fighters.
Bro,
they want to get their ass whooped. Nigga, let them get their ass whooped.
Terrence Crawford about to come back out of retirement. He damn near 40 years old. You
It's
ain't
the
gonna respect
business. If you're still fighting, that's what you're gonna do. If there's a dollar and cents put on the table for that fight.
Well, how you feel about him dropping his belt?
Is it worth it to him?
How do you feel about him dropping his belt for Xander?
That was business.
Yo, I tell you what, basically Fundora was told that he was gonna get stripped, you know what I'm saying? Because he wanted to make the Spence fight or make a fight in-house with PBC and Tim Tszyu. So he's like, all right, I'll drop the belt. Like, what's wrong with that? You think he's ducking him because he dropped the belt?
It's just the business, man.
You think he's ducking him because he's not gonna let the sanctioning bodies control him?
If you active in that division like that, and you know you got to fight for Xander, that's crazy. I heard that they saying that he was trying to put a weight class on Xander's eyes, but
no, Xander tried to put a weight clause on him, no? Or it's opposite?
They keep trying to say that Fondora tried to put a weight clause on Xander's eyes, and I'm
that
like,
big ass nigga ain't doing that.
Don't even make sense.
You got to
do
do what's in your best interest.
You got to understand, right? My fault, Mr. Greg. So if you got to understand, FaZe, right? So the WBO did the funny shit first with Bud because they wanted to make the Spence fight. They wouldn't let Spence get ranked in the top 15. So the WBO didn't acknowledge the Spence fight with Fondora, which in hindsight was probably a good thing, seeing what he just did to Keith Thurman. But then he tried to get the Tim Tszyu fight, the rematch, and they didn't respect that neither. So he's like, all right, I don't need your belt, and dropped it. So it's like, I don't see what's wrong with that, bro. I don't see what's wrong with that. You want them to control what Fondora's going to be able to do and what Samson and them trying to do. You got to think PBC took a little hit the last year and a half. They haven't had too many events. They're trying to build themselves back up. And right now, Fondora is building a homegrown fan base.
them weight.
My bad.
Supreme.
Shout out my dog, Rolly. I don't know how they make that weight.
Supreme.
What's up, Mr. Greg?
Isn't Rolly over at PBC too?
Yeah,
but he moving around though.
That's you just said what should start happening over at PBC. They got two guys who's shining right now. All the spotlight, as long as they keep winning, is going to keep coming over to them and subsequently over to PBC. Guys are going to want to start looking at them, and as Fondora said, these guys in that division need to come to me. All he has to do is keep winning, because those are the two guys who are winning and improving, even though they've had losses. That's what's missing, and I hope they can capitalize on it a lot more. Guys think you got to just be undefeated, and what happens is you're not fighting because you're not taking any chances at all on even guys you don't know. You got to do that, and even if you're going to take tune-up fights, take 2 or 3 of them to keep yourself active so you stay sharp, because what happens is one year turns into 3. 3 years of unfortunately for Thurman, almost about 5. So you start
2 fights in 7 years, Mr. Greg.
Say it again now.
He had 2 fights in 7 years. As far as Thurman,
and I'm
that's
saying
crazy.
you're going to erode like that, even if you.
Let me get the super chat, Mr. Greg. Shout out to Randall with the $1.99 in the super chat, just showing support to the channel. Thank you, Randall. Y'all be sure to help
Preem.
the Cash App at $2 boxing, or let me know and dropping it below.
Okay.
Your 2 cents in the super chat.
Hold
if
on,
you
hold
haven't already, punch the like button. Make sure the notification bell is turned on. And I look at the analytics. Y'all coming back to watch the channel, but y'all not subscribing. Punch that subscribe button. Go ahead, Big Supreme.
Please subscribe.
Preem, you made bread?
Wrong again.
Say it again.
You made money? Oh, my bad.
Again.
My fault, Mr. Greg. Yeah, I made some decent coins. I missed the Itauma about 1 round. I took 3 through 4, but he got him in the 5th. But I wasn't even mad because I was like just happy that he did that.
Yeah,
because I like Itauma a lot. But
Preem,
I said Brad
me
Paul
and
was gonna
you-
get the upset. Go ahead, bro. What you saying?
I was about to say, me and you was talking about the Moses shit and how everybody was saying that he was gonna stop Jermaine because he was too big. And what happened? He slept him.
Slumped him. Like he went in the ring big to like absorb punishment, but that was the wrong thing to do because he lost his speed and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
he
he
caught
ain't
him
look
with the
good.
uppercut, and that was it. Now he looked good. And then Brad Paul, like he's like a miscellaneous UK fighter. He got the upset. He beat some a black southpaw named Shaquille Thompson. Like Shaquille Thompson got power, but he wasn't fighting nobody. So I don't know why he was the favorite. Esmond Taylor lost.
Man, don't even tell me that shit, bro. I'm tight.
Yeah, I know you tight, but everything else hit though. So FaZe, stop hating, man. Like Supreme
FaZe.
picks, nigga.
Nah, you did good. I got some money for Yo-Yo, but I heard Yo-Yo
FaZe.
diabolical. Yeah.
Nah, FaZe. Remember yesterday you was like, yo, I'm not gonna lie, I think Keith is gonna beat him.
Yeah, I picked Keith Thurman with my heart. That was a bet.
I know, bro. And I know you hurt right now, bro.
Nah. In hindsight, them dudes need to retire. If PBC
that's a fact.
Keith Thurman didn't even look that bad though. He just ain't
he didn't. He looked good. He looked good, but he came in there with the wrong game plan. And I think we was on Cam channel, or I forgot where. And I was talking. I think Supreme was up there, but all I said was that Keith. The only way I see Keith winning is if he's able to just like kind of close the distance a tiny bit to the point where he's able to hit him, jump out, hit him, But he tried to do that, and man, Fundora was just catching him.
He was
But
just
yo,
moving around the ring at the end of that
Yeah,
dude's
he caught
jab. It was
Fondora
like,
a couple
damn.
times, bro, but Fondora ate
yeah,
that
he
shit.
did. Yeah, he ate that shit. But nah, I was gonna tell y'all, y'all got the Yoenis Teles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that. I didn't like that knockout
Yeah,
though.
I didn't either. But yo, I'm not gonna lie, it was. Oh my god, bro. Yeah, but nah, but the other Yoenis. He
Oh, you talking about
against
Teles?
Mendoza. Yeah, against Mendoza.
I didn't see that fight.
Bro, that was, I'm not gonna hold you, that was probably like one of the best fights to me, at least. Just cause I ain't never really seen Teles fight like that. And then on top of that, Mendoza, he hit him with his head to the nose and he broke his nose. So he was still banging it out. So yeah, I'm happy on that. But nah, 2 cents. I was gonna say you could play a video. My bad.
All right, here we go. Let's see what Rolly got to say about the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
Sound won't come in.
It's froze. Hold on, y'all. Let me fix it.
Yo, Rolly, you seen 2 cents, you seen the video of Charlo telling Rolly that he was gonna lose to Devin because Devin got more skills than him?
Oh no, he told him that.
Yeah, he told him in his face.
But that's I wish these guys would just talk to their business people and make these fights sooner than later. Because the longer you out of the ring, the better it is going to be for somebody who coming up. Because he's going to
Yo, when is the Zerto shit?
Hold
The
on,
Zerto
let him finish. Let Mr. Greg. Can you hear Mr. Greg? Let him finish.
Nah, I can't hear him.
Go
all
out
I
and
was
come back
saying
in
is,
out there.
what I was saying is the longer an established guy is out of the ring, the better it's going to be for somebody coming up and improving to possibly have a better chance of beating you because you're not fighting, but he is, but you're not looking at him because he hasn't reached your level until you get to that point where, okay, I got to take this guy for whatever reason may be, and then he beats you.
Yeah.
These guys keep putting themselves in that position because a lot of times it's ego too, where you don't want to take the tune-up fights because maybe it doesn't pay you as much.
Mike Snacker, is that you? Say something.
And you don't have as much.
Yes, me too, Seth.
All right.
Okay, you don't have no name yet, but you have to. I know it's a business, so a lot of the times you're trying to do the things that's most important or in your best interest. But being out of the ring is never in your best interest unless you got beat up and you need to recover, and then you got to come back. But you don't need to come back and fight another monster since you just got beat. Just with Earl, for instance, Earl got beat down. I'm not trying to bring the fight back up, but I'm using it as an example.
Yeah,
he needed to be out for at least a year, but he should have been back the following year, probably just with a lesser fighter or maybe two to get him back in the mix of things. But when you go from two, like I say, you go from 1 year to 3, you're still coming back a little bit diminished, even if you look good in training. And it depends on how you came back.
Isaiah, is that you?
First place. He gone?
No, I was what were you looking at? Were you think that PBC gonna make that fight with Earl Spence and Fondora?
Eventually.
And do you think that like that's a fight that puts Fundora higher up?
Okay.
Yeah.
All those fights that Fondora is going to get is going to put them up. All of them.
Did the Regis fight put Devin Haney higher up?
No, he was just an opponent.
No, Regis had a title.
Sometimes these fighters got to fight opponents, FaZe.
No,
but Regis had a title though.
That's some scary shit if you fight Earl Spence. That's 38 years old. He about to be 37. He be 38 by the time all that go down. And nah, bro. And you won't fight Xander.
I mean, damn near all of Devin opponents in their 30s, FaZe.
That's
hold up, 2 Cent.
And
Regis
then
was
you
a
big
champion.
as hell. You're big. You're bigger than everybody. You got advantages over everybody.
But FaZe, you can't judge. You can't just be like, oh, you bigger than everybody. No, you hold him to the same standard. You'll get to hold him to a different standard because he's taller than everybody.
I'm older than this standard. You can't be cherry picking and you that big.
No, bro, that's not how that works.
That's soft. A soft big dude.
It's not
Nah,
how
it felt like you hating a little bit.
Isaiah, which
Oh,
one is
man.
you, bro? Turn your
Don't
camera
hating on the
on.
Power
them
Inferno,
that's
nigga?
Like
38
three
and up.
different. Oh, okay, I got you.
You hating
Nah,
on the Tower
yeah.
Inferno,
Nah,
nigga?
yo, FaZe, I don't know why you just sat back and described Devin. That's crazy, bro. No,
We know. Hey,
you just sat back and described Devin, brother.
you know,
You
That's
say
crazy.
he
PBC
bigger
wouldn't
than
make that fight.
everybody. Nah,
Yeah,
yo,
PBC
FaZe said
wouldn't
he
make
bigger
that
than
fight if Devin come
Yo,
everybody.
up there
FaZe,
and
let
beat
me
the hell
ask you
out of
something, right?
Fundora.
So how you feel? All right, so Regis was 35, Lomachenko was 36,
He wasn't
Linares was like
36. Stop it.
37.
That
He was.
Lomachenko was not
Lomachenko was
36.
37, bro.
Nah,
No,
yeah,
he
he
wasn't
was. Nah,
36.
he was, bro.
No, he wasn't.
Bro, FaZe, yes, he was. FaZe, stop being in
All right,
denial,
FaZe.
bro.
No,
I ain't got
I
much
mean,
to say, but that's it though.
But
I'm
Devin do
ready.
the
Regis
same
was the
shit though,
number 2
buddy.
champion at 140. So y'all can't leave that out. Everybody
Hold
keeps
on,
That's
saying
hold
fair.
on,
Regis.
Hacker. We
Regis
know
was
you're not
literally
a
the
true
number 2
Devin fan,
champion at
bro.
140.
That's a fact.
Relax. You're not
You
even a
can't
true
leave
Devin
that out
fan.
there. Y'all cannot leave that out. So I don't know what people are saying. But Regis is the number 2 champion. Keith Thurman was no champion at
Yo, bro,
154.
you gotta remember,
He was,
FaZe, the WBO belt was vacated because Crawford did that bullshit, bro. So you can't get mad because Crawford threw a temper tantrum and Fundora was like, "Fuck that belt." I mean, he
Fondora
did
didn't
that.
want to fight Crawford.
He did that to Boots
Flyer,
at
let me see your ID,
147.
Flyer.
Fondora
They
didn't
just
want to
need
No,
to
fight
cut the
no,
Crawford.
camera on it.
boxer,
Hold on,
no,
hold on, y'all.
hacker. They
Flyer,
gonna
let me
say
see
that
your
blood
ID.
duck.
They
So
just
don't
need
even
to cut the
say that.
camera on
Don't
and
even
cut it
say
back
it,
off.
boxer hacker. They gonna say Terrence Crawford duck.
That's a whole
That's
lie.
what they gonna say.
Hold on, one mic,
Nah,
y'all. One mic, y'all.
Yo,
Fondora,
Hacker. Hacker. I actually want to ask you a question.
yeah.
You like the UFC?
It's okay. I don't watch it too much.
Oh, okay. Nah, I was just curious because I know you got a wrestling a wrestling background. I just wanted to know.
No, I have a martial arts background more.
That
more
nigga
Oh
don't
yeah,
got
my
no.
bad, my bad.
He don't got no
yeah,
background or none of that.
Nah, he
yeah.
do.
All
I do,
right,
yeah.
Flyer.
Oh, good Lord.
What's up,
Hey,
Flyer?
Flyer, what up,
Boston
dog?
Hacker, what you got for the
Salute,
show?
salute.
What's your 2
Yo,
cents?
Flyer, what up,
Yeah,
bro? Put your
what's up,
shirt
What
two
on if
up,
you
cents?
about to
man?
jump up
What's
here.
up, Boston Hacker? What
I
you got?
did put my shirt
Hey,
on.
I actually don't think Keith
Hey,
Thurman looked
show the
good
shirt,
last night.
fool.
I thought,
Hold
Yeah.
on, hold on, hold on. One
You
mic,
can't
y'all.
really see
I know
it.
we
You
getting
can't really
excited.
Nah,
see it.
Flyer, you ain't shit.
Ain't no slant.
Yo,
This boy
Flyer,
got
I
on a
told you
Ain't
to
No
make
Slan
my
shirt.
Tank Skittle shirt, bro. I need my Tank Skittle shirt.
Go ahead,
yo,
Boston
but
Hacker.
I actually don't think Keith Thurman looked good last night. I felt like he couldn't get his distance right. Like it was sort of weird. Like he kept jumping out of position, like way out of position, and then he would just like try to jump back in. I think that ring rust really hurt him. Like I understood his game plan a little bit, like try to circle and use lateral movement, but then like even like the lazy jabs that like Fondora was throwing, like there was no reason why he would jump all the way back there, because then he can't counter. And Fondora would drop his hand after he threw the jab, so it's so weird. I just thought I felt like Fondora's good, don't get me wrong, but I felt like Keith was also a lot. He just didn't look good in the ring, to me. I thought he could have done better. Like maybe if he didn't like jump out, because every time he would jump way out he'd be way out of position, and then he'll jump way back in and then get countered. I'm like, bro, you can't do that. Like that's like a whole mile away. That dude's too damn tall for that.
Do you think that had something to do with age and not and he's just diminished a little bit?
No, I think it has more to do with
And
ring
ring
rust.
rust. Yeah.
Ring rust, yeah. Like normal.
And age, he's not as quick as he used to be.
Yeah, but even that, right? So Fundora is interesting because Fundora is a tall guy, but he like having his career, he fought like a small guy. He fought like on the inside. So I guess he got really good like fighting on the inside. But like somebody like that, you can't, like you have to stay there because if you jump way out, his distance is too long. By the time you get back, he's gonna counter you, each time. And the few times he didn't jump way out, he was able to hit Fundora. So it's so weird he didn't catch on to that.
Have you ever seen Keith fight a tall guy like that before?
Man, so Fundora's an anomaly in boxing.
No, I'm
ain't too
just
many
saying a
tall
tall
guys
guy.
like that.
A taller guy than Keith?
6
Not
feet was the
really.
tallest person he fought.
But that's how you become a well-rounded fighter. You got to fight different styles, different heights, different strengths, and
unless you're smart, Paul Williams, you ain't fighting no competition like that.
Always happen once you become an elite fighter or a big name. You do that early in your career so you can learn. That's how you become well-rounded, and you don't wait forever to fight when you do fight. But these, I mean, that's what to me. That's what it hurt boxing and boxers because I will always say today's fighters, we have not seen the very best of them because they're not fighting that often.
Hold on, y'all. Let me get this cash up. Shout out to Kurt Herb with the $5 in the cash app. He says, "For love for the early show, I'm quiet but here." Shout out to Kurt Herb for the cash app. Y'all be able to make sure y'all hit that cash app $ 2 cents box and hit that super chat. Let me know and drop it below your 2 cents.
So Mr. Gray, I mean, boxing is a game of inches. Even if you're not, like, everybody knows that, right? Like, if somebody throws a punch, you can't be out of range. You know, you have to, even when you step back, you still gotta be like at a certain distance. And it just looked like I just think like him not being in the ring, like he just didn't have the eye for that last night.
Hey, boxing.
And don't get me wrong, it's easier said than done.
Facts.
But I think that he should that should have been his main game plan versus like lateral movement. Because like he was just that guy's too tall. Like if you jump out of the way, by the time you get back to him, you're like a mile away. He's gonna jab you or he's gonna counter you. That's all he did.
What about that first left hand Fundora landed on him in the first 10 seconds?
That man's stumping, man. Like I said, I think what helped Fundora a lot in his career is that half his career he fought like a little guy. A 6'7" guy fighting like a little guy really helped that guy out, you know.
And
you know,
like he tall guy.
Yeah,
right?
He didn't fight like a tall guy. He didn't fight like a tall guy half his career.
No,
half his career.
Now he is.
Now he is, but
so
you know,
what does that tell you?
You know, normally with
better, and he can fight two different ways so far that we've seen.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
He took care of his weakness, right? Because normally if you have long hands, it's long for you to retract them. So a lot of times the short guys have more work on the inside, but he really perfected that. So he's tough. Like I feel like he'll give Boots and Xander some problems, you know?
Yeah.
Like that, those dimensions. He has like a cheat code body, you know?
Hey, will he be the favorite? Well, he would be the favorite against a guy like Xander, right? Supreme, what you think? He'll be the favorite against Xander?
Let me let Flyer get his 2 cents off. Go ahead, Flyer.
What's up, Flyer?
Hey, salute y'all. What's going on with everybody?
What up?
Hey, FaZe, didn't I pick Fundora to stop Keith in the 6th round?
Yeah, you picked Fundora. I picked Keith.
Yeah, in the 6th round, but I said he was gonna stop him with a body shot. That didn't happen, but he nevertheless he did stop him. But you know what? I kind of agree with Keith Thurman on this one, man. These referees need to start letting these guys go out on a shield, man. Keith Thurman was running, but he wasn't hurt. He wasn't visibly like wobbled or nothing like that. You know, he wasn't to the point where he couldn't defend himself, and he looked like he was about to, you know, take some real brain damage or nothing like that. You know, he was running away, and the ref stopped it. You know, he was using his feet to get out of the. I mean, it's going to look real awkward, I imagine. You know, because of the reach of Fundora, because Fundora got he got an awkward, physique that he's, presenting the other fighter with. So, for them to get out of range, they literally have to do what Keith Thurman did. They literally have to practically run away from this guy. They really got to move their feet to get away from him, to get out of range. And for the ref to just jump in and stop it like that, I feel like he kind of should have, just let it go, man. That's how I feel. I feel like he should have let Keith Thurman have a chance. Keith Thurman, he still was punching back. He was punching back. He wasn't curring out or nothing like that, like trying not to fight no more. He still wanted to fight. He just had to do that to get out of range. And the ref jumped up there and stopped it, But he was getting the dog crap beat out of him. He was getting the dog crap beat out of him if you look at his face, though. But,
that's the wrong strategy. I think everybody's confused because Fondora is so tall. Just think about a normal tall person versus a short person. The short person has to get inside. The tall person has to keep you outside. So if you keep jumping out of range, you still have to go back into range, and the guy's just too long. Like, it doesn't make sense. Your whole job is to just move out of range a little bit and then get again as close as you can.
Tim Tszyu fought Fundora pretty good. He didn't win.
No, I thought Tim Tszyu he committed. That's why he had a little bit more success. he committed
Fundora
more
wasn't
than
really fighting tall with Tim Tszyu. He just learning how to fight and use his range now. And so, he's starting to use his lanky height and his range and everything a little better. So now it's a little bit more difficult. He learning. I was saying if he get a little jab and everything, and he start, fighting more, throwing more punches while he's on the outside, it's gonna be, it's gonna be tougher for these guys to beat him, man. These little guys. Keith Thurman literally came in. The first time he got stumbled, he came in and threw a punch and it didn't even reach. And Fondora caught him on the way out, hit him with that straight jab on the way out.
Frequently, I was like, Fundora throws these lazy ass jab and he keeps dropping his hand, but to counter, he got jump. You have to jump out.
Exactly. Keith Thurman looked like he needed to jump for that punch to reach him. Because it kind of hit him on the shoulder. It kind of hit Fundora on the shoulder, and Fundora just threw a little lazy jab back at him, and it hurt Keith Thurman, almost put him on his pockets. So yeah, man, that arm length that he have, that reach is a problem, for them guys, especially now that he's starting to throw his punches from the outside now more instead of trying to get on the inside.
Well, now everybody who's going to fight him has to know by now you're going to have a better game plan than Keith had in order to beat him. You see what he got right now. So there's no reason that you don't have a good game plan to at least be competitive with him, regardless of his height and reach and length. You have to now face that challenge. So when you accept that challenge, you need to come with a game plan that allows you to at least be competitive. Otherwise, you're not beating them.
Mr. Gregory, who you think the best PBC fighter that can compete with Fundora?
I'm still placing my bets with an over emotional Charlo. Why? Because he's proven himself to still be, even though he hasn't been in the ring, and that's going to be a problem too, but he's still proven himself so far in terms of what he's already done to be the best at 154.
Yeah.
Does he have a game plan? And is he sharp as he used to be? Because he's been out of it. Now, I'm still going to say, the longer you stay out of the ring, the worse you're going to be when you finally get in. And I believe Charlo probably should take a tune-up to find out where he's standing, maybe even 2 tune-ups. I don't know how he wants to do that. But I would think he would take a tune-up first, get himself back acclimated, then have a good game plan of how he wants to fight Fundora. I like that fight, to be quite honest, because it's a challenge for both of them. You got a Charlo who hasn't been in the ring for a while, and you got an improving Fundora who's now won some fights again. And you see that he's not just inside; he's learning to fight from the outside as well. So now you got to be prepared for both of those things that he can do. I'm not sure what his power actually is like. It's okay from what I'm seeing, but you got to take that in consideration. Is he patient? He looked like he was patient last night. Does he see everything in front of him? Same thing, because Keith's trying to jump in and things of that nature. You can see it coming. Charlo's is a little faster. Charlo's a lot stronger, in my opinion. But again, does he have the skill set right now to beat Fundora? We will see. I hope that's what happens.
What you think, Supreme? What you think about Charlo Fundora? How you see that fight going?
I think Charlo could probably beat him, but he's gonna take a lot of punishment though. But I agree with Mr. Greg. I think he needs 2 fights before he fights this dude. You can't be out the ring for damn near 2.5 years and think you're gonna beat Fundora. That's a bad game plan. So I think he should get someone like Jesus Ramos if he's still at 154, or somebody else. And 160 now. So yeah.
What about Tellez?
That'd be a good fight too, but I don't think he could prepare you for Fundora, but I just think he need to get the ring rust off. And
nobody can prepare with no damn
Hey, Supreme.
Hey, I think
you gotta fight a tree. You gotta just fire a tree for Fundora.
Hey, I feel like it's just gonna take a slick fighter, that's fast on his feet and defensively responsible, that's gonna be able to beat Fundora. Because if you look at his punches are slow. It's just the reach that he got. I think that reach is awkward for these guys. They're used to not being able to get hit from the distance that they at, where they still getting caught with shots from out there. I think it's gonna take a slick fighter to get him to commit and feints and stuff like that. and fast on their feet that can get on the inside and capitalize off of Fundora missing. That's what I think.
I think it takes somebody with just good distance control. Like you really have to be somebody who knows how to measure distance correctly. Like that's why I said I think Bo would beat Fundora. I think
Xander will beat him. I think Xander will beat him.
Xander might have a chance. Even Boots might have a chance. But like I said, the thing is, you just have to have really good distance control because Fundora's like his backhand is strong though. Like I think his backhand is strong, but I think his front hand is not that strong. So you can throw a lot of counters off his front hand, but you can't jump all the way back like Keith Thurman was doing. You know,
and they keep head hunting with him. That's not good. They need to attack his body. It's right there. You can't miss it. Attack his body.
But
he split.
If you're not too far, you can hit him in his face.
Y'all don't think people been trying to hit that man in his body his whole career? It's obviously not that easy.
You hit him in his body, he land that left and split your face open like Thurman, then you in trouble, bro.
Yeah, like I said, he's big, so like he fought like a small guy all his have his career, so he's just used to that shit. But somebody who has like good
you
speed
have
will
to
rip
be
him.
able to break the distance with speed and movement, make him miss, make him pay coming in. And see, the reason why I think Charlo really got a shot is because Charlo got power in both hands. So y'all like you're gonna have to take shots to give shots, but we know Charlo got a chin. Charlo is sturdy and he got power in both hands. And he got movement. He got good footwork.
We ain't see Charlo in a little while though. We ain't see him in a minute.
I get it. I'm just saying based off what we know.
What y'all think about Boots versus Fundora? Who y'all pick?
Hold on. Let me play this video real quick. I've been trying to play. Let's see what Rolly had to say.
This is funny. Watch.
Man, this video still tripping again?
Yeah.
Damn, they hating on big Rolos.
Right, come on.
No, this Rolly was I saw this video. Rolly was really funny in this video to me.
Hold on, y'all. Let me. Oh my goodness.
That's too bad.
It's only one man that could.
If you leave it up there too long, the video always freeze. So you got to refresh
Why?
it. I don't know why.
Only person that could beat Fundora is Haney. Debo.
Haney and Boots.
Devin to get him for sure.
Yeah,
Big Hanos gonna get him.
That might get him though. I think so.
That's a fact.
Hanos get in there, walk on water on him
to the body. Yeah, drop.
Hey, y'all saw when Devin was trying to fight Xander. Xander was acting all funny and scary, but then when Boots trying to fight him, he with it all right away. He ain't even scared to fight Boots, but he's terrified to fight Devin though. Big Hanos.
Man, that dude need to be 86 for the division. He way too tall. I'm sorry, they need to calibrate them scales. I don't know how he making them weight classes. It is not fair. It is not fair.
So he beats Virgil Ortiz.
It is. Forget about. It is not fair for him to be in that weight class.
Would you pick him against the 154? So is that what you're saying? Like,
it is not fair for him to be in that weight class. They need to calibrate them scales. We don't know how he makes that weight. All stuff. There is some kind of trickery going on in boxing that I don't know what to talk about. We're telling you like this, man. I sit there, man. I just look. I'm like, like you gotta man, you gotta go over there and just like boom, right on the top like that, right? Go for the best, like that. I would just sit down and I'll go like, and you know what? I bet you anything. I bet you he can make 47 too, and I don't know how he would do it.
He was very animated in that video, in that interview out wherever they were.
Oh, Mr. Gregory, I think
Fundora was fighting at 47.
It's only one guy, I believe, and that got a chance of beating him right now. It's Boots.
Debo.
It's Boots.
First 3 rounds, knockout.
Yeah, Debo, he was up there, but Boots right now,
Charlo got a shot too.
I think Charlo getting stopped.
Just like you thought Keith was about to be Fundora.
Yeah, well, I told y'all I like the charisma. I like Keith. I like a good fighter, but he was too small. Once they got in the ring, he was just too small. He just didn't do what he it was nothing he could do. Shit.
Yeah, basically.
So I think Boots the only one that could do something to him, but they not.
I mean, Mendoza knocked him out, so it ain't like Boots the only one that could do something to him. He's beatable.
Hey, now Boots got a dance partner. I'll say that. Boots got a legit dance.
Does Debo have a fight, or have they finished that mess that they in, or he's still in trouble?
What mess?
Didn't him and his father get arrested?
Oh yeah, they got court coming up on the 6th apparently.
Hey, did you 2 cents? Did you see Keith Thurman? You know, when he was complaining about the ref stopping the fight.
Yeah, I played the clip.
Yeah, Keith Thurman was hoping that Fondora was going to get lazy or whatnot. On pulling back from his punches, he was going to try to do a Mendoza. I think that's what that was his strategy. But
yeah, see, that's all part of coming back in the ring and improve, because you look at the mistakes you make and you correct them, and that's all.
That was an early stoppage, though. I thought that was a little bit early, though. To be fair, I don't think Keith Thurman was so hurt that he couldn't continue. But I think when they probably.
But it's a question of.
I mean, I think it's because of his age,
face
though.
open, bro. What else you want him to do, bro?
Hey.
let him get knocked out.
Yeah, Keith Thurman was physically defending himself too, though. So it wasn't like he was just like.
Nah, I disagree. I think the Terrell Goucher fight is the fight you're thinking of, bro. That was a bad stoppage. I think Thomas Teller protected Keith from himself, bro.
No.
Bro,
Keith Thurman
his face
was
was split open, bro, from a punch, bro. Like,
yeah, because the dude hit hard.
So what
Dude,
your face
exactly.
split
So
open?
you want him to keep punching that same spot, and he can get
If they split your face open, check the cut and see if he could have stopped it and checked the cut.
Man, y'all niggas is tripping.
But he wasn't hurt though.
But how
Keith
many
Thurman was still on
times?
his feet.
How many times do you have to get hit? You don't have to be staggered. You don't have to be knocked down. How many times do you have to get hit before the ref thinks you've been hit too many times? That's
man, when you look like you can't defend yourself, though.
When you look like you can't defend yourself, yeah.
No,
if Keith Thurman was still defending himself.
We saw way
worse
worse beatings
split
than
open,
that, bro.
What do y'all?
We saw way worse
Can
beatings
you find
than
that picture
Bro,
of Keith
fighters
Thurman's
get
face?
split way open all the time, bro.
Let me
What are you
find
talking about?
What did you just say?
Fighters split way open all the time. They get punched
I
in the face.
didn't say anything about them being split open. I just said that you don't have to be knocked down,
But he can still defend himself though. That was an early stoppage. He can still defend
a
himself.
little bit and still be too badly hurt though.
He wasn't hurt though. He was still on his feet.
In the ring that can really see that is going to be the ref and maybe the corner if they're paying attention. I don't think
I think the fix was in, Mr. Greg. The fix was in, Mr. Greg. They saw Fundora beating the crap out of Keith Thurman, and they said, "Oh yeah, let's get him out of here before Fundora make a mistake and get laid out. Then we're gonna be stuck with Keith Thurman."
Before y'all keep going, let 2 cents put the picture up, and then we'll see from there.
Hold on, I'm looking for it.
We saw what he looked like. We know he was.
And I'm just saying, bro. Listen,
that.
Flyer. Listen, hold on. So you get your face cut open from a punch, not a headbutt, not an elbow, nothing else. A punch. It's split wide open. This dude has been inactive. He had 2 fights in 7 years. He's like 37 years old. You want him to keep getting punched in the same spot, and then what?
Let his orbital bone crack, and then you get him out.
No, his things are pretty.
Let his face crumble.
Y'all acting like Romans now. This ain't the real gladiator ring.
No.
This is pugilism, bro. This is pugilism.
Because it was because of his face, then the doctor would have stopped it. It was because his face was still messed up. That's the doctor's call. It's not the ref's call.
The doctor stopped it. Listen, before the 6th round, hold on, bro. Before the 6th round, the doctor spoke to Keith Thurman and basically gave him a short leash. You don't remember that?
Oh, I ain't see that part.
Exactly. Of course, I didn't see that part. So the doctor came in the ring and looked at Keith Thurman's face. Keith Thurman said, "I'm all right. I can still go." She looked at Thomas Taylor like, "Yo, look, he got a short leash, bro."
Yeah, once but he could have stopped it and told the doctor to come back.
Bro, what are you talking about, bro? Like, what? Why y'all keep? Listen, the doctor came in the ring and was concerned about this man's face melting, bro. Like, I don't know why you want him to keep getting punched with the same backhand until this shit splits open, bro. Like, I understand, like, y'all trolling, but like, I don't want to see Keith Thurman go out into the sunset with his fucking face split open, bro. I don't want to see that.
You act like it's not gonna heal, bro. Come on, man. Ugas looked way worse than that. It wasn't nobody crying for Ugas.
Nobody
Ugas was pissing blood for like 2 months, 3 months. Wasn't nobody crying for him. He
Well,
looked way worse than this, bro. Come on.
Well, at
It's
this point,
pugilism,
Flyer, I'm
man.
telling them
I'm
like
trying to
they
figure
might
out
go.
like what's your angle though, Fly? Like you want Keith Thurman to get
No, my
like
angle
irreparable
is
damage?
no,
I
my
don't
angle
understand.
is Keith Thurman didn't get a chance to, execute his plan, man. He wasn't out on his feet or nothing like that, like unable to defend himself or even
Hold
not
on, I'll be
defending
back.
himself. He was getting up out of there. He was trying to get out of range, and the ref just came and stopped it, man. I feel like the ref.
He should have just got his ass whooped some more. I mean,
I mean, at least let him get a knockdown and then or if you're gonna stop it like that, don't call the fight off. Stop it. Call a doctor in. Let the doctor look at him, and if the doctor say, "Oh no, this is too bad," whatever reason, just
You
then.
got to make the judgment call, though, Flyer. Sometimes
it is what it is.
you just have to make that call, and you shouldn't really have to wait for the doctor because that's why you're in the ring with them in the first place. The doctor got to come up into the ring and wait till they come to the corner, but the ref sees what's going on minute by minute. And sometimes a lot of fighters now have fought while they are actually concussed. That doesn't mean you don't know what you're doing, but you still badly hurt. Maybe you can fight your way out of it. But fight concussion.
This is what I'm saying, though, Mr. Greg. This is career, bro. This is career. He been out for a long time. He trying to make a comeback. This is career. This was his make it or break it fight. To see if he still can continue. This loss right here might be it for him. This might be it for his career.
He didn't have a good game plan to win for the rounds that he was fighting. So sometimes you live to fight another day. He said his career isn't ended. Okay, good. Go heal up. Look at
what Keith Thurman was saying right there. You don't think that sounds logical though at all?
I'm not saying he don't sound logical, but it just sounds like okay, he could have kept the fight going. He could have just let you get knocked the fuck out or beat the fuck up.
Let him get out of the round at least, and then say no. That's it. If you don't.
No, it's not even about that. Like there has to be a reason, right? Like okay, like if he can't defend himself, okay, right? And the doctor comes in and says you got these cuts or these bruises are way too bad. Okay, but he can't just be like.
Then why is
he can't be able to move? He's able to move, defend himself, and then you stop it. That's weird.
Why is
I'm like, why would you
then? That's what you're
not
looking at.
I saw that. But
hold on, let me get too rich up here. We haven't had a chance to say nothing.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead, Rich.
Hey, what's going on, Two Cent? What's going on, panel? Hey, man, I'm gonna say this. I don't care who it is. But let me speak on the topic. I can understand some people say let it go, but I'm gonna say this, man. When this referee watching your face melt and you're not landing punches, it don't look competitive. You see what I mean? I get is he all the way out now, but he wasn't landing nothing, man. He didn't look like he had a chance. You see what I mean? But I'm gonna say Fondora problem for anybody. I don't care who it is, Boots, Xander, whatever. I don't care if it's Terrence Crawford. Fundora is now fighting like a 6'6" Shakur Stevenson, meaning he's popping a jab, he's leaning back, and when you come across that line, he hitting you with uppercuts and shit. He's a problem. He's a cheat code. You see what I mean? But I do believe Charlo has a possibility to do it. Only reason why I say that, Charlo got an explosive first step. So his first step could be long. So if he could get his jab in there, then throw his power shot, he may have a chance because he got a simple style. You see what I'm saying? He got a simple style. But somebody like Boots and Xander, I think Boots, he used to be dominant. He's the dominant guy. He's the big guy in the ring. Well, he going to have to change up all that to fight Fundora because Fundora would be the big guy in the ring.
Fundora be looking slow as hell in there, though, bro.
Huh?
No, he's not slow. He's not slow.
Fundora jab and his punches be looking
but
slow as hell. It's just the reach.
Let me see your tattoo. I mean your ID page.
Two-Cent, I'll be right back. All right, I gotta drop off real quick. All right.
All right.
Two-Cent said, "Let me see your tattoo."
Hey, but it's Fundora limp. He's covering a lot of ground quickly with his limp, bro. That's gonna produce power.
Hey,
That's gonna produce power.
I know what you're talking about. You talking about that step back he was doing, that little slow step back.
You can't reach him. How you gonna reach him?
That boy, hey, he a problem.
He gonna be a problem.
But y'all can think Fundora's slow and think you gonna counter him off his jab and get rocked by that too. Just like Keith Thurman did, right in the first beginning of the fight. Bow! Like, God damn.
Man, put Boots in there. He
God.
food, bro. Put Boots in there. He food. Or Xander Zayas. He food.
And think
I
about
don't
this.
care.
How much
I'm a
better
Devin
would
Haney guy. I don't care if it's Devin Haney, none of the even Crawford, man. I mean, that's gonna be. I
Devin
said
Haney and
before.
Crawford getting in there.
What I'm saying is, I said before, I said when Crawford tried to fight Fundora, I said they should have let Fundora fight Crawford. I said even if Crawford would have won, which I don't even know if he would have won at this point, but even if he would have won, Fundora gonna damage whoever's in that ring with him. Gonna get damaged.
Yeah.
They're gonna get slowed down and they're gonna get damaged. You see what I mean? So that's a tough out for anybody, man.
And think about how much better he'll be in this next fight, since we keep seeing him look better each time. You got to put that's a factor too. We don't even know what more he's going to learn and what he's going to
crazy body puncher going to curl him up, bro.
Maybe if you can get in there to get it. That's the
I
thing.
think Charlo could get if the old Charlo, if Charlo still himself, I think Charlo could do it.
Which is why he needs the tune up so he can see if he's still himself.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to jump in and get it right away, and sometimes you need to take baby steps.
That's all we saying. And I'm just saying, I've been telling y'all this since Fundora. As soon as he learned to fight with his range, he gonna be a double problem.
Yeah,
he's a double problem for anybody. Like
he need to unify with Josh Kelly.
Man, Josh Kelly ain't finna fight no Fundora.
The link I sent you.
Yeah, it's not low. No, here we go. There you go.
Oh.
So y'all wanted 2 more rounds of that?
No, his face got fucked up, bro.
I didn't.
Yeah.
You wanted 2 more rounds of that, Flyer?
He didn't look that bad, bro. He got a little.
Man, I don't even know why y'all take that dude serious. I don't even know shit about.
He got a little mouth on one. He got a little mouse on his.
He trolling.
I'm gonna disengage now.
Yeah,
come on, bro. That don't look bad as Kell Brook face look. It don't look bad as Ugas. Both of his eyes was closed, bro.
They were landing punches. Thurman wasn't landing nothing. He
couldn't land nothing back.
Yeah,
he couldn't
Hey,
land
put up the picture of Ugas' face.
Let me let Paid go. Paid in full. What you got for the show?
Yo,
Paid,
this nigga Fly's
Ugas was literally still fighting when they stopped the fight.
I don't really got too much. I'm just up here kicking for a minute. I ain't gonna be up here long anyways.
What's up, Paid?
What's going on, Mr. Greg?
Let me see.
Yeah, I don't want to see no more.
Yeah, I don't want to see nobody look like that.
Why you want nigga to fight to the death?
No.
Yep.
He got his
I think he trolling Supreme.
Yeah, he got his issue to me. He got
sometimes you gotta say the fighter from themselves,
people
bro.
With blood all over their face, man. That's not
Fundora really not that good. He just got a major height and reach advantage. Take that away, and let's see how good he is.
You can't though.
I mean, so let's take other fighters' advantages.
Take it away though.
Yeah, people always want to take somebody's physical advantages away. That's their frame, bro. That's them.
What we gonna do? Cut his
you want
arms
them
off?
to not be they self.
Your physicality is part of your fight, your game plan.
It's his superpower.
Yeah, you tall, you long.
Hey, in sports, it's a saying: size is talent. Size is talent.
Because this is the thing. Before, he was sorry, he was trash, he was this, he was that, and now he got all these advantages. Y'all wasn't saying that before. When I was telling y'all those attributes and advantages was gonna make him a tough fight for anybody, y'all was telling me it didn't matter because he was sorry.
I mean, we watching him get better and better, man. He's scary.
That's the stuff.
Yeah, no, but
I mean, of course, he gonna look
like
good
people
fighting the
always
man
go
that
back to
been
that
out
fight
for
that
a
he
while.
got caught in
Thurman.
and use that as a measuring stick.
Who he was fighting. It's not about. This is the thing that y'all gotta learn is watching boxing. It's not necessarily about the opponent. Yes, it's Keith Thurman. Yes, he passed his prime. Yes, he was slow. But it's about what we saw Fundora do in the ring. Things he's perfecting that we at one point we didn't even see him do at all. That's what we're paying attention to. It's not about, it was just Keith Thurman. Yeah, it was just Keith Thurman. But how did he perform against Keith Thurman?
Yeah, I think that's gonna be a tough fight for anybody, bro. regardless of how skilled you are. It's because it's gonna be hard to get inside, like without taking punches with that long man. His arms and shit is long as shit. So I don't know. You probably gonna more than likely have to try to get inside, work your way inside, but try to make him smother his punches. That's the only how I see someone beat him.
Who you think his next fight is going to be with?
Charlo.
I was finna
It's
tell
going to be
you.
Charlo.
Aircraft carrier say 2 cents boxing analysis is A1. Shout out Craft.
Man, I'm sorry, but we saw this man duck Xander Zayas, you know what I'm saying? And then fight a Keith Thurman that been out the ring for a while, you know, and get the stoppage, and now everybody thinking, you know, like he's come on, man. I'm not convinced all the way yet. I gotta see him fight. He gotta fight somebody, man. He gotta fight somebody who ain't been out the ring, somebody better than Keith Thurman. It's a bunch of fighters. Keith Thurman ain't even close to being the best at 154.
I mean, Tim Tszyu was considered the
So
number
who
one
we have
guy
to
at one
fight for?
time at 54, man. Tszyu was
I
the
mean,
number
Tim
one guy at the
Tszyu was a
time at
broken
54.
man, bro. We ain't gonna act like Tim Tszyu ain't get who did that to him?
But he had that nasty cut in the first fight, but you know, you can't.
No, not his fight was Fondora. The fight, the other bull who from
Fundora had already damaged him. Fundora had already damaged him. Shit.
Yeah, he was already damaged.
I mean, no, that first fight he got hit on the top of the head with an elbow. So you know,
he got
and
smashed
that
up
kind of
after that though. He got
but that kind of was the factor in the fight because Tim Tszyu was winning the fight. If you ask me, you know, he was starting to break Fundora down. He's starting to catch him with some heavy shots, and then that elbow happened, and you know that was a deciding factor in that fight.
He's not falling in no more. That's what 2 Cents saying. You got to look at what Fundora doing. He's not falling in. That's why I say he's fighting like a Shakur Stevenson. If he gonna fight like that, leaning back and you can't touch, I'm just saying he's a problem. It's a boxing match and anybody can win, but he's a problem, man.
Well, Too Rich.
I'm not saying he ain't a problem. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he ain't a problem.
I heard they was gonna line him up with Earl Spence. Too Rich. How you feel about that fight with
Fundora?
Man.
You get the same credit for him.
He too flat-footed.
No, they want it though. The PBC
he been out the ring for so long, man.
No, the PBC fans want it. They want to see Earl Spence and Fundora.
No, the PBC want that, not the fans
want it, bro. What do you like?
The PBC want that.
Listen, y'all gotta stop this shit as if PBC is not doing the normal things that everybody else do in boxing. Like, I wish y'all would stop that. I really do. They're not doing anything that nobody else is doing in boxing.
How you see that fight, Too Rich?
Nah, I mean, look, it's not about Errol. I don't care who you put him in the ring with. He gonna be a problem. That jab is a problem, man. That jab alone is a problem. He's 6'6", man. So I don't care who. Like I said, you put him in there with Crawford. Shit, that's a problem. He a problem. I don't care who you put him in there with. It's a problem.
Crawford was trying to get that smoke though, but he ain't want it.
Man, D Free, what you got for the show, D Free?
Hey, what's going on, Too Soon? What's going on to the panel? Hey, I don't want to hear the excuses because I heard a lot of people saying Keith Thurman shot on beating Fundora, and people say, "Oh, Keith Thurman was out." Wait, Keith Thurman was out of the way. He had a long layoff. Keith Thurman fought last year. We got to remember this fight didn't happen sooner because Sebastian Fundora got injured, so it just prolonged the ass whooping that he was going to take. But we breaking up on that fight. Keith Thurman was ready to fight last year. So, Keith Thurman was never going to beat Sebastian Fundora. I saw it from the very beginning when they made this fight. This fight was a fight to put Sebastian Fundora in the spotlight. They wanted to make his name big. By making his name bigger, putting him in there with somebody that I would say is one of the good fighters from the previous fighter. So that's why they put Sebastian Fundora in. They were trying to do the Earl Spence because they know Earl Spence was a big name, and Earl Spence was out of the ring for a while. Earl Spence might would have took somewhat of the same beating because Earl Spence don't move around the ring like Keith Thurman do. Earl Spence pretty much stands right in front of his opponent. So this is what they were trying to do, build up Sebastian Fundora's name to make him a superstar. So, but no, I heard a lot of people say Keith Thurman had a shot. I knew Keith Thurman ain't had no shot with Sebastian Fundora. Keith Thurman, he gets hurt to the body way too often, and the only time that Keith Thurman could actually be able to do anything is by fighting on the inside, which that's what Sebastian Fundora did for majority of his career up until 3 fights ago. He was fighting on the inside, so Keith Thurman never had a shot to beat Sebastian Fundora.
Hey, I agree with everything you said, bro. Everything.
Yeah, I felt the same way. But it's a D3. I was shocked. I actually was shocked at how many people was like, yeah, Keith Thurman. And I'm like, are y'all serious? Are y'all serious? Like, y'all get so stuck on how a fighter looks at one point in their career. And then it's like everything they doing moving forward is just like out the window. So
Two
I gotta
cents.
pay attention to that.
You supposed to be a casual, 2 cents. You ain't supposed to know that.
A lot of people was looking at Keith Thurman only lost to Manny Pacquiao, and they was looking at the Keith Thurman from yesteryear. They're like, oh, Keith Thurman had a long. He hasn't been fighting as much these last 8 years, so his body is a little fresher than Sebastian Fundora. Sebastian been through a lot of wars. I'm like, that has nothing to do with anything. Keith Thurman are not those guys that Sebastian Fundora fought. Keith Thurman is a guy that gets hurt to the body when he fights on the inside. Sebastian Fundora throws a lot of body shots. Keith Thurman is not going to be able to beat Sebastian Fundora. They was waiting on that one-time power. Well, everybody bring up Brian Mendoza. Brian Mendoza was getting beat up in that fight until he landed that lucky shot. Sebastian Fundora left himself open, and Brian Mendoza threw that shot, and hats off to him. He landed it, and he got the win. But it wasn't like that Brian Mendoza wasn't getting beat up for a majority of that fight until he landed that shot. So people got to look at everything, not just, oh, Brian Mendoza beat him. Well, what happened before Brian Mendoza landed that shot? He was getting beat up the entire fight.
True, bro. And I'm glad you brought up when Keith Thurman fought Manny Pacquiao, because Manny Pacquiao, man, come on. Manny Pacquiao was already over the hill. Manny Pacquiao wasn't supposed to beat Keith Thurman, man. That showed us that he was washed up right there. We start calling him once upon a time.
Why
Keith
wasn't
Thurman,
Manny
you know what I'm saying?
Pacquiao supposed to beat Keith
Because
Thurman?
Manny Pacquiao was over the hill. Manny Pacquiao leave and then come back and
But y'all don't get to say they not supposed to win. Like, Manny Pacquiao is a fucking legend.
No, what I'm saying is Keith Thurman, Keith Thurman was considered the younger talent. The more, he should have been the more fresher talent, and he lost the.
That fight with Manny Pacquiao and Keith Thurman was to pass the torch to Keith Thurman, because Floyd was already about to retire. Yeah, Floyd was already about to retire or had retired at that time, and they were supposed to be passing the torch to Keith Thurman, but Manny Pacquiao beat him. So the torch didn't get passed to Keith Thurman.
Truth be told, man, without that knockdown, Manny Pacquiao had Keith Thurman really won that fight. If it wasn't for that knockdown.
That was the case when you feed your pet and then some live food and the live prey end up killing your pet. That's what happened.
You crazy, man.
He threw a rat in there with the snake, and the rat ended up killing the snake.
Oh man.
But I understand why some people gave Thurman a chance, because Thurman got that loopy right hand, right? He got that loopy right hand. So the thought was, if Thurman could get close enough, he could land that loopy right hand. And Thurman was practicing on it. But Thurman only landed about one right hand. He couldn't get close enough. He just couldn't get close enough.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't even. Fundora is getting
the agent's tapping in on him, bro.
He's getting dangerous from fighting from a distance. I don't know. I'm not saying Boots can't beat him. I don't know. I was more confident prior to seeing Fundora being more comfortable fighting from a distance, because when we saw him fight Tim Tszyu the second time, he was still getting used to fighting from a distance, because he learned how to fight from a distance in that Tim Tszyu first fight. When Tim Tszyu got caught and then blood started leaking in his eye, and he said, hold up, I can fight from a distance and make this fight much easier. That was the first time we saw Fundora actually fight from a distance. And then he fought the other guy and he fought him at a distance, and then he fought Tim Tszyu again from a distance. He was getting comfortable. Now that he was in there with Keith Thurman, somebody that moves around the ring a lot, because those two guys that he fought previously didn't move around the ring. Now Keith Thurman was a guy that did move around the ring, and Sebastian Fundora didn't look like he was confused. And that's what I always heard people say. Oh, Keith Thurman's going to confuse him with the footwork. Sebastian Fundora can't deal with guys that can move around the ring. He's a come forward fighter. Well, Sebastian Fundora didn't look confused when he was in it with Keith Thurman. He just kept throwing that jab. He stayed behind that jab the entire night. And every time Keith Thurman came in, he would throw that straight right hand down the pipe. And he caught Keith Thurman a couple of times with it. And Keith Thurman said, well, I can't do that. Let me just see if I can go to the body. And he landed a couple of good body shots, but I don't think Keith Thurman has that same pop that he used to have.
I agree. You don't. Time will catch up with you sooner or later.
So what y'all think about this Wilder fight coming up? Speaking of old fighters past their prime.
Laura fighting who?
Who's he fighting again, 2 Cent?
Derek Chisora.
Yeah.
I saw Wilder practicing a jab. I hope he really start implementing that jab. I hope it becomes second nature to him. And because that's what I felt. I always felt like he needed a jab to set up that right hand, because he was getting off with his speed, landing that right hand. But as he got older, his speed, it's harder for him to land that right hand. So he needs to come behind a jab, with that right hand. So him developing the jab is what he always needed.
I like Wilder, but this is not a fight he should have took. This is not a fight he should have took. No, Chisora is a bulldog. You have to stop Chisora in order for him to stop coming. He's gonna make it uncomfortable for Wilder. Wilder, from what I've been saying for Wilder as of late, since that third Tyson Fury fight, he needs distance to generate that power. He don't have that same pop that he had before. He needs distance to generate that power. Chisora is not going to give that distance. And Chisora don't come in with his chin up in the air. He keeps his head down, and it's almost like a low budget of Joe Frazier. He comes with his head down, and he's throwing big looping shots. Wilder's chin is not as sturdy as it was in previous times. If Wilder get caught with a shot by Chisora, Wilder can be laying on the canvas. He can be laying on the canvas. I don't like this fight for Wilder. I think Wilder, he might get beat up in this fight.
For a heavyweight, I kind of agree with you. Wilder is also probably a little bit gun shy. When he used to have a jab, and Mark Breland was actually trying to work with him to utilize it, and he wouldn't do it like he was supposed to because he fell in love with his knockout power. Now he's trying to build his jab up this late in his career. I kind of believe what you just said. Wilder probably needed if he's gonna come back, he needed an easier fight than that, even though Chisora has his own flaws. But when you gun shy, you've been knocked down, knocked out, beat up a little bit in your last, especially as a heavyweight. You're much more fragile because you've been taking those 200, 225 pound punches for most of your career. And now that you done been, what has happened to him, you're least likely to want to take it anymore. I mean, he probably needs some money because he's talked about that his former wife or girlfriend is taking most of his money. So I think that's a factor why he's even coming back in the first place. But now that he is with this fight, and now he's trying to do something that he should have already had perfected many years ago, he's rolling the dice big time. Out, used to have, not as strong, and now you're trying to do something that you have never done that you should have already done, which is use that jab.
Yeah, and you got to remember, Chisora said this is his last fight. He's not coming back. So Chisora going to give it all he got to go out as a winner. Don't nobody want to go out as a loser. So he's going to give it all he got to go out as a winner. And I don't. It's going to come down to who's more hungry, who's hungrier for the win, because it's going to be a battle. It's not going to be an easy win for either one of the guys. It's going to be a battle.
We certainly will. What date is that fight set for? Or is it set yet?
It's April. I want to say April 10th or April 17th.
Oh, I haven't heard much about this fight at all. Then.
No, they have been talking about it.
Yeah.
Wilder fight. Yeah, they have been
You know, he
talking.
was doing he was over in the UK. I feel like they was promoting a lot in the UK. He was over on the UK doing interviews over there, going viral.
No, I
Because-
saw that he was supposed to come back, but I didn't know he had actually had a fight yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did face off. They did the little the round table and all that. Yeah,
Oh, okay, you see your super chat for me too, Cent?
Oh no, let me check. My bad.
April 4th. Okay, April 4th.
Shout out to Mr. Greg with the $5 in the super chat. Thank you, Mr. Greg, for always supporting the channel. He says Abdullah Mason, Rolly Romero, and Fondora are becoming 3 of today's fighters to watch. Shout out Mr. Greg. And around PBC about to turn Fundora into a pay-per-view star.
Looks like it. They do the work that they've done. They might just do
Turn
it.
him into a pay-per-view star. He's gonna be a huge pay-per-view star because he's 6'6" and 154 pounds, y'all. He's a spectacle. That looked like some Harlem Globetrotter shit in that ring last night. Keith Thurman little bitty stuff running around and Fundora with them long ass arms just taking one step, bop, bopping him one step, bop. He couldn't run nowhere. He could not go nowhere. I was like, man, Keith ain't got nothing for Fundora. Nothing.
Yeah, I hope Keith is fine and that he gets proper care for the cuts and they do a brain scan because like I said, sometimes you don't see a lot of your injuries until maybe days after the fight. Which is why you should always go and do full. They should actually. It should be mandatory that you got to do everything. You got to go there to do a MRI. They got to check you. They just don't know when you take that kind of punishment. And just because it looks like Fondora's was slow to some people, it doesn't mean them punches still didn't hurt and hurt badly. You saw what happened to Michael Moore when a slow George Foreman still hit him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hey, too soon. Did you talk about Moses earlier?
No, not yet. We haven't had no in-depth conversation. But what you want to say about it? I'm gonna have to go out and come back in. My thing froze. But go ahead. What you want to say about Moses?
Hey, if anybody plan on beating Moses, they better get in the ring with him now. That boy he's different. He's different. I don't know if there's too many that can beat him. If they want to beat him, they got to get in there with him now because he's only got 14 fights. He's still getting better.
Yeah, he's looking good. I saw him too. He's looking very good. What you think, Mr. Too Rich?
Hey, I mean, he looks to be the truth. You know, I'm not as quick to anoint people, but his ability. He's 21 years old. To do what he's doing at 21 years old, man, like he got an old soul or something, man. Once again, here's another guy to me that fight similar to Shakur Stevenson. I'm gonna give y'all some sauce on Moses Itauma. He is not a true southpaw. He's an orthodox fighter fighting in southpaw. If you really look, he's trying to land that right hand. He's throwing the hook, everything. He's setting it up with his left hand. He's landing the right hand. But here's a problem. The only thing I don't like, because I'm a fundamental guy, I'm a technical guy, he don't keep his hands up a lot. Everything he's doing is with his hands down a little bit. So to me, you can always be one punch away from getting caught. But right now, he's so talented and he's so young and he got the energy and he's faster than every other heavyweight. It's gonna be tough. You're gonna need a Usyk or somebody to do something with him, man. Somebody with, and even then, I don't know, man. I really don't know. I mean, he looks like the goods, man. He definitely looked like the good. And outside of Usyk, man, I don't know if anybody can beat him. Maybe a Tyson Fury, the length could give him some problems, but I think you're gonna need a Usyk to beat him.
Yeah, but this is the time for him to correct those little mistakes now, while he's getting a little shine, while he's winning. And hopefully that's what they do, because instead of falling in love with the fact that he's just winning, they should look for ways to keep improving him so he can keep winning. How you doing, Mr. Moore?
Mr. Shelton?
Hey, what's up with y'all?
You got to turn your volume down. You got to echo, Mr. Shelton. You got to turn your volume down. You got to echo.
How y'all doing, man? What's going on?
Go ahead. What you got for the show?
It's just, I trip off. People jump out the window. Moses Itauma beats a guy he's supposed to beat, and everybody jumps out the window, saying he's the greatest thing ever.
I feel you.
Beat Jermaine Franklin, people. He beat Jermaine Franklin.
It's not the fact that he beat Jermaine Franklin. It's the way he beat Jermaine Franklin. It's not the fact that he beat him. I expected him to beat him. It's the way he beat him.
Yeah.
Right?
Sound went out.
Now you put him in there with some top 10 guys. Put him in there with a Caballero or Usyk or even a Wardley. Then we can jump out the window.
Caballero gets his ass off though. He's a really good boxer.
Caballero gonna get stopped by Moses. He gets hit way too much. He's gonna get stopped. Badly.
I don't know, man. I mean, I don't think high of either guy, to be honest. I just saw Caballero fight some Polish dude I never heard of, and he got hit with every uppercut that dude threw. So I don't think much of him either.
But Moses' speed is really good.
I don't know that. He never fought nobody even close to Caballero's level. Who you gonna say? Dillian White?
What happened to that young heavyweight who was coming up real fast and he took a fight that he was told not to?
Big Baby Miller.
Oh, Jared Anderson.
Anderson, yes. What happened to him?
He's fighting on the undercard of
I like to see
Devin and
him
Roman.
in Moses' fight actually.
He just signed with Queensbury. Don't be surprised if that's Moses' next opponent if he don't get a title fight.
I think that's a good fight. I like to see it.
Mm-hmm.
No, he's fighting on the undercard of Devin and Rowley.
I like that.
He's fighting on that card.
Yeah, he's on that card. I'm just saying. Don't be surprised if he don't be Moses' next opponent if Moses don't get a title fight because he signed to Queensbury. Queensbury got just about every heavyweight that's out there right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he just signed over there, so don't be surprised. And if he does get in there with Moses, I got Big Baby Anderson getting stopped within 4 rounds.
Yeah, I'm not hating or nothing. I'm just saying don't jump out the window because this dude beat Jermaine Franklin. He's supposed to be Jermaine Franklin if he's what they say he is.
I mean, he can box his ass off. You can just look at him and he can box.
But he stopped that.
The way he was
feeding
feeding was really good.
Bro.
Hey, whoever mentioned
It's
about
Jermaine Franklin. It's not like it's nobody that's ever. Jermaine Franklin's never going to be a champion or nothing.
But he had never been stopped before, though. He had never.
A whole lot of people have been stopped. Keith Thurman had never been stopped. Keith Thurman had never been stopped.
We got to give Fondora credit. Shit.
Come on, man. You knew 2-3 a month ago that Fundora was going to beat the brakes off that old dude. You know goddamn well Keith can have no chance. Come on, man. Y'all need to cut the crap with that. I know goddamn well Keith didn't have no shot beating that dude. Keith gonna shake my ass. Keith ain't got no damn chance.
People gonna, have some affection for Keith. They want to see him, turn it back up. And this would have turned things back up for him had he won. But the chance of him winning was very, very slim. And we see it was slim to none.
Hey, Greg, when we came up, right? What we used to say back in the day, an old dude can't do shit better than me. Nothing.
Right.
Nothing.
Oh,
your old ass in here get whooped.
Man, y'all tripping. Okay, so let me see what else is up for the news. Let me double check. What else y'all got on your mind? What else y'all want to chat about? We've already hit the 2-hour mark, but I got
ain't nothing really happening. 2 cents, really, is it? Except for Wilder going over and get that bag. That's about it.
You got coming up.
Who?
Huh?
I read all the upcoming fights we got coming up. Y'all got to be here on time for the news.
I'm sorry.
It's on the Sunday. Let me show you. Let me tell you how I go. On the Sunday review show, when I start, we run down the news. I let y'all know all the upcoming fights, the dates, what they for belts, what network they gonna be on. We run down the hottest news, who won recent fights. And we run around the trending rumors, what's going on, and then we get into the show. So
okay, my bad. I was watching this beat down here on the NCAA.
We got
I
Deontay
got caught
Wilder
up.
and Chiroza coming up. We got Caroline Dubois versus Terry Harper coming up. We got Tim Tszyu versus Dennis Nurja. We got
Oh my
Tyson Fury
God.
versus
Who is that guy?
Mahmoud. We got Callum Smith versus David Morrell. We got Gilberto Ramirez versus David Benavidez.
That's
We got
May 2nd.
Naoya
Yeah.
Inoue and Junto Nakatani coming up. And May 23rd in Egypt, we got Alexander Usyk versus Rico Verhoeven.
Rico Verhoeven, the kickboxer.
For the heavyweight title,
it's for the strap.
It's a WBC heavyweight.
Oh, making the gimmick. Okay, I get it.
Didn't Benavidez already beat Ramirez once, or am I thinking about
No, hell no, he never fought. Now Benavidez says he used to beat him up in sparring. That's what Benavidez says.
Well, that's what I'm probably thinking of. Then,
Yeah, but you never fought. You never fought Ramirez at 220 pounds. That's what he's gonna be on Fight Night. So we'll see.
That should be interesting.
It should be a good fight, yeah.
At 225?
He'll be about 220, 225 on Fight Night.
Yeah, that should be interesting. See how he.
Now, Benavidez is a true anomaly. If you think Fondora's an anomaly, Benavidez is a true anomaly to me.
We'll see.
Tall.
Why is Benavidez an anomaly?
Too damn tall. Punches are faster.
We
like
will
a
see, Hacker. Because I don't know why you people think that Gilberto Ramirez just gonna lay down and get his food a belt.
No, he's just gonna take it. That's all. Benavidez is quick.
That's what I've been hearing.
He's big and he's really quick. That's an anomaly to me.
We don't know what he gonna look like at 200 pounds. We never see David Benavidez at 200 pounds. We don't know what he gonna look like.
I feel like he dehydrates to 200 pounds.
We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll.
What's that other fight? Callum Smith and Morrell. I think Callum Smith gonna knock Morrell's head off.
And then you got Boots versus Xander. That should be a good fight.
Is that signed in stone? Is that in concrete?
I thought it was signed.
Well, Tucson didn't announce it, so it must not be signed yet.
If that fight happens, I'm going to that fight. I want to see Boots.
They're saying in the public everything is signed and all that, but they saying they get signed, but they don't have a date in the venue. So again, whenever it gets officially announced, then I'll announce it on here. Other than that, besides all of that, everything is just pretty much rumors and stuff. So we'll see whenever that fights get officially announced. Well, shout out to everybody that joined me today for the Sunday review show. We're gonna go around the panel, give everybody about 2 minutes, get their final 2 cents. Boxing Hacker, we're gonna start with you. What's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show? And shout out to everybody that joined me today. Shout out to everybody that punched the like and subscribe button and supported in the Cash App or the Super Chat. We got a couple minutes to go. If you haven't already, be sure to help support the channel. What you got, Boxing Hacker?
What's up, Tucson? Yeah, great show, of course. Unfortunately for Keith Thurman, like I said, I felt like he actually boxed bad. I don't think it was really that he boxed good, but Fundora was way better. I thought Keith Thurman's game plan, he should have fought Fundora by trying to get close instead of standing all the way out of range like every single moment of the fight. I thought that was crazy. You know, we didn't get a touch on that whole case with Devin Haney and Tiger Johnson. You know, I wanted us to talk about that because I see people happy that Devin Haney's the Haney's are having court issues with the Tiger Johnson situation. But
who's happy, Boxing Hacker?
I'm just out here. People they should go to court. They deserve it. Blah blah blah.
They do deserve it. That don't mean I'm happy.
They do deserve it. But what happened to getting back in blood? You know, I remember people saying that, man.
We're not gonna get you jumping me 3 times.
Devin was going to go to court. It was getting back in blood. When people want to take Devin to court, it's like no.
So it's the same situation.
Huh?
It's the same situation.
both got.
Don't do that too, sis. Don't do that.
He got cheated, and then somebody broke a contractual agreement. But when they wanted to take him to court, they were like, "No, he's getting back in blood. That's not what fighters do." But when it comes to Tiger Johnson, people are like, "Oh, Tiger, just go to court and sue him," because they know Devin probably whipped Tiger. Just go to court, you know. Hypocrisy is crazy to me. You know.
No, that's not hypocrisy, Boxing Hacker.
It definitely is. It definitely is. As far as who could beat Fundora, like I said, I always thought Boots. I think Blood would beat him. Boots may. I don't know. It depends how Boots fights him. I haven't really seen Boots like that, like a point like that. I don't know how good Boots' distance control is, but I think somebody with good distance beats Fondora. Good distance and good speed. I think they beat Fondora. Xander may beat him too. Xander's weird to me. I don't know. Xander has a weird stuff. I'm not really a big fan of Xander, to be honest with you. But yeah, I mean that's it for me. Shouts out to you too, Sam, and the panel on chat.
All right. Shout out Boxing Hacker. Boxing Hacker, I can't believe you just seeing my post I made.
Yeah, I saw it. I was like, what are you talking about, Tuesday?
That was from like 2 weeks ago. That's probably why you like, what? But that's when we was arguing about that.
Yeah, I have to click the cap section. I was like, oh, why does it say cap right here? Yeah, I remember the discussion. I was like, what? That's normal though.
Yeah, because when we got off, I read the WBC rules, and if you really just sit down and read those rules, that shit is so contradictory. Like in one paragraph you can do something, in another paragraph you can't do something. Like all that shit is
here's the reality of the thing, right? And this is what Shakur did to Devin. So remember, Shakur requested to become Devin mandatory. The sanction body gave him permission. So Shakur was in position to do that. Not all fighters are in position. Not like a random fighter can't just request to become Devin mandatory. You have to be in position to do that, right? And for each sanction body, they're the one who have the final say. So the WBA regular still has to request to become the mandatory. However, you are in position to become the mandatory. You're in position to make the request. Like remember Devin Haney,
along with a request comes a fee, right?
Yeah, but I mean, remember when people were asking Devin Haney, what happened with you and Tank? Devin was like, the guy was my mandatory. Why didn't you just request it? They always say, why don't you request it?
Yeah, but they're not mentioning that it could cost you anywhere from $20,000 to $250,000 for that request. You got to go read the rules.
But you're talking about a multi-million-dollar fight.
Let me let everybody else get their 2 cents off. We'll 2 cents after dark. We'll pick it back up. Shout out to Boxing Hacker. Thank you for coming up, Mr. Shelton. What's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Oh man, great show. 2 cents. Thanks for having me. Always a pleasure to talk to you. I wasn't shocked by anything that happened last night. Everything went the way it was supposed to go. That old man had no chance, and he needs to think about doing something else. He needs to get in the booth. I think Keith would be a great analyst. He'd probably even be a good trainer, but he needs to get out of the ring. He's done. We got to stop crowning guys like Moses Itauma before they do anything. And we're going to see what happens next week, man. Hopefully Wilder and Chisora make it out safe. They get their bag, and both of them ride off into the sunset. I'll see you soon, y'all.
All right, Mr.
All right. Shout out to Mr. Shelton. Mr. Greg, I'm going to let you close us out, Mr. Greg. What is your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Hey, at some point in time, fighters who become watchable become unwatchable, and that's when it's time for them to go. I think that's what you see with Keith Thurman. He was watchable. You enjoyed him. And this is not to say that he's no good, that he's trash. It's just time for him to step back, because you got to look at how you lose and what were the causes behind it. It wasn't just the fact that you were fighting a guy who's improving and this and tall and had everything else. It's the fact that you hadn't been fighting for a while and you still not going to make up for it in the next couple of months. So it's time for you to look at whether people are going to keep coming to watch you. As I said, Fondora and Mason and Rowley, and there's a few others, it's becoming their time. They put some work in and they're starting to be watchable. They're going to, at some point in time, find themselves on the downside of their career as well. They might be at the top of the downside, but they're going to get there. All of them do. The guy Moses, he's watchable right now. Nobody's saying that he's the next best thing, but he's worth watching. And that's all we can do. We watch when they fight. Hopefully we'll see them fight more once all this nonsense gets shook out in the world of boxing, but we'll see that. Until then, all we can do is enjoy what's coming up. I hope Wilder, when he has his fight in I think it's 2 weeks from now, I hope he shows that he can still be in there as either a gatekeeper or a guy that you can still have to worry about. But I don't wish for him to get hurt badly. And I kind of think that could happen. We'll wait to see. again, this was a good time to come on, and it was enjoyable to talk to you too, Cent. It makes it makes good sense to come on early so we can, get our little words in and move on and have dinner and so forth. And I always enjoy. It's always a delight to come on your show. So,
all right.
As it is, I'll see you Tuesday when we can talk some other stuff.
Yep.
And thanks for letting me come on as well.
All right, Mr. Greg. Shout out to Mr. Greg in the building. Shout out to everybody that joined me today. Hold on, where am I at? All right, there we go. Shout out to everybody that joined me today. Shout out to everybody that dropped their 2 cents in the chat, supported the channel, whether it was through the Cash App or the Super Chat. Or just listened in the background while you did other things just because you simply enjoy the show. And shout out to all my hate watchers. Shout out to y'all too. Just make sure y'all subscribe. If you come to listen to my channel because you hate it all the time, just subscribe. I don't get it. So and then turn on the notification bell so you can be notified when to come and hate. But if you're gonna keep coming back, just subscribe to the channel, y'all. Y'all know this is YouTube, little side business thing everybody got going on. I do take my business serious. Just subscribe to the channel. I'm working on getting my numbers up this year. I'm on the road to 5,000 subscribers. I'm currently at about 1,600. 2,000 is the next stop. If you're listening to the replay, be sure to support the channel by hitting the heart with the $sign and just leaving a special thanks below, letting me know you enjoy the show. If you're listening to the replay, drop a comment to join in on the conversation, or just simply type replay gang in the chat just so I know that you were here. Y'all know I like to interact with everybody. I'm on the road to working on getting my X account monetized. So if you have not already, go follow me on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, at 2 cents 20. That's the @ the number 2 cents, the word, and the number 2020. Go follow me over there on X. I've been more active on there. I've been going back and forth with people on there. It's a good time over there on X. If you don't have an X, create one and go follow your girl. Great fight last night. Sebastian Fundora did his thing. We have now added Sebastian Fundora to the list of fighters we will have fight parties for. So whenever Fundora having a fight is going down, me and my brothers and family probably gonna get together. And y'all already know if it's ever a time it's a fight going down and I'm not at an actual fight party, it will be a fight party over here at 2 Cents Boxing, where we talk everything boxing and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Join me again Tuesday night for 2 Cents After Dark. I know how I go down 2 Cents After Dark. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell another friend. And listen, if you don't want your host all in the videos, timing you out the chat, kicking you off the panel, muting you when you're trying to talk, leaving you in the background, come on over to 2 Cents Boxing, where we talk everything boxing and everybody's entitled to their own opinion.